Okay, from the sidelines, episode 53. We're coming back at you guys. It's the hangover episode. We had a year, we had a little bit of a party, there was some drinks. We're coming down now. But with that being said, it's not any less exciting than that show. We got another great guest lined up for you guys. We got some great stuff to talk about later on. We're announcing the headband that's for giveaway during this month. And we just, got a whole bunch of dope stuff to talk about. So make sure you stick around till the end of the show. But let's bring in our host. We got let's bring in Brando first. Come on, what's up, Brando Baird?
Hey guys. Episode. Damn it, I forgot which one it is for me. Well, no, for me.
Oh yeah, 33.
33 for me.
It's easy. 20 minus whatever number it is.
Math, incalculable.
Math is a wonderful thing, my friend.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm ready. No drinking this episode. Thank God.
Yeah,
I did not
we gotta
go
keep
good
it
after that
clear.
one.
We gotta, dude. Your guys' bender from Hawaii is over, and we'll bring in the other co-host who was out there in Hawaii, Mr. Stephen Hatch. He's got his shells on. He was out there soaking up the sun, fighting the night marchers.
Well, I was just about to say that. Welcome back, my fellow night marchers. It's great to be back. Another episode, dude. About to hit another year. This is the start to another year, dude.
Yep,
Welcome
there we
back,
go.
man.
1 out of 52. This is the start.
Exactly. Feels good. We're almost in like the same step we were last year. Almost.
I would say a little further along, but it's the same grind set.
We got that production value up though. We're starting this year with the
feel like we're
production value
doing
higher
good.
than last year.
Yeah, no, for sure. And without any further ado, we're going to jump into our sponsors. So that way we can get into our wonderful guest who's sitting so lovely up there. But yeah, let's talk a little bit. I got the bottle right here, but Liquid IV, let me grab the package.
So
We got the hydration multiplier. We'll explain a little more about them later on in the show, but they're a friend of ours. They've been sponsoring the show for quite a while, so we appreciate them. Head over to liquidiv.com. Use code Mafia_Mafia. It's going to get you 20% off and free shipping. So if you want to try it out, might as well. No more information about that. Let's go to NECTR. I was going to go into more, and I was like, no, we'll do that in the mid-roll. This is the pre-roll. We don't give too much away. NECTR Energy, same type of deal. They came on earlier on when we started the show, and they've been kind of a good supporting and helping out friend. So NECTR.energy, that's where you're going to find the information on this product. They got their 2 awesome flavors, mint and mango, and I'm going to throw in a mango for this episode tonight. It's a little energy pouch, as you see here, but I'll talk about that more later on as well too. So if you use the code MafiaProductions, just all one word, MafiaProductions, over there you're going to get a buy 2 get 1 free. So throw 3 products in your cart, one of them's going to be for free. That's a lot of like 3 and free and all those words together. It's about tree
Who doesn't
fitting.
love free? Who doesn't love free?
That is true. And we have one more thing to mention before we get into this wonderful show, because it is a new month. It's August. So that means we got a new headband to give away, and we have quite a special one. But ladies and gentlemen, if you don't recognize it from this just as it is, I will show you the end now. We're going to be giving away a Media Series headband. If my camera wants to focus. Come on, camera. Do it. You got it. Well, it doesn't want to do it, but
It's called The Hymn.
it finally got it. There we go. It's a Mafia. It's band number 97 of the series. But yeah, you can win it. These headbands sold away in under 10 minutes. So you have one more chance out there to get it if my camera wants to refocus on me. Well, it's slow. Whatever. It will one of these days. Go sign up at patreon.com/Mafia_Productions. That's where you're going to get more information about that. You also get access to ad-free content, early content, and hey, you may even make me dye my tips for Cup if we get enough people signed up for the show. More information about that later on. And without further ado, let's go ahead and bring him on in here. Michael Diaz, that's going to be our guest for tonight. Maybe if you guys aren't too familiar with that name, you might know his company name, which is XXV the Label. It's something that he's like, as you see on his shirt, grown from concrete. They grew from the ground up. Very excited to talk to him about that today. He's also a baller. He's in the game himself. He's out there sometimes. I actually filmed an event that he was playing in not too long ago, so it'll be fun to talk about that as well. But yeah, man, I mean, how's it going? What's going on down there in Texas?
First of all, it's hot. It's like dumb hot here. So I have been working outside a little bit today. But other than that, man, just working, making t-shirts and living a good life.
Hell yeah, that's a great way to start this out. Working outside on the farm, I'm guessing, because that's actually going to be the thumbnail. I've already made the thumbnail for this episode, and we found a dope photo of you with some goats. So what's going on with that, bro?
Love that. So here in the last couple of weeks, I've grown my shop. So we moved right down the road. We're in a 6,000 square foot building now. So I've been working on bringing my machines in and stuff like that. But we're actually now in more of the country. To where I can have goats, and I thought it'd be super funny to just. I mean, you go to a print shop and they have dogs and stuff. I was like, well, I'm gonna get goats, and the t-shirts or the goats are printing, things like that. There's just a lot of play in there, and I have no idea what I was doing, but it's been fun. It's been fun to learn, feed them. They're stupid, so it's a good time.
Yeah, they're not that smart of an animal. I've been around goats before.
That's a unique pick. That's definitely a unique pick for shop
it's a good
animals.
mascot. A baby goat is so cute, bro. Some of the cutest animals in the world. If you don't know what a baby goat looks like, look one up right now.
Yeah, no, we definitely went with I would say they have to stay small. You know what I mean? So I have the little miniature goats. I don't even know what they're called, honestly. I just called this lady one day. I was like, hey, I need some goats, but they have to be small. So that's about how much I know about them, but they're super cute. Yeah.
That's sick. Right. I like their eyes. Their eyes are so cool looking.
I'm glad I got the background on that because I've been seeing that recently, and I'm like, what is going on down in Texas, man?
Yeah.
He's got some goats in the shop. Then it's just the whole dynasty roster in there.
Literally,
I'm telling you, there's gonna be some good marketing. We're super busy with trying to get everything set up. I fully intend to dress the goats in t-shirts, do different drops with them and things like that. So I'm excited.
But humanely, PETA, don't come after us. Come on,
of course. We're gonna dress them in the finest clothing,
the finest cotton, the finest. Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Well, I mean, with all that being said, we've kind of, I guess, jumped to the end of the XXV story. For where it is now. You guys just moved into a new shop. I mean, where's the beginning of that story? How did all that get started?
The beginning would be just a little over 2 years ago now. Well, I've been screen printing wholesale business for 10 years, for companies, anything. Basically, you send me artwork, I print it, I ship it off. It's super, it's cool, it's lucrative. It survived, a couple different recessions, so that was good. Nice. But I started playing paintball around there 8 or 9 years ago now, and the idea of XXV was semi-born in that because basically I wanted to be able to help athletes, creatives, things like that, generate revenue. So I had an idea. Well, once I started gathering all the machines, learning the artwork and things like that, I knew that's what I wanted to do, was create a record label type vibe, but for t-shirts. So yeah, I had the idea for 4 or 5 years, but something always kind of stopped me, just, not having the right machines or the knowledge or, things like that. But yeah, we launched it and it's gone crazy. It was cool because it was a side hustle, but with what I do, so it's not really a side hustle. But but now it's a good source of income, and I really get to help different creatives, athletes. I've helped, in the paintball realm, even professional athletes. I do want to grow that more. But yeah, that's where we're at with it. So
nice.
Yeah, no, I think that's a very important part there. I think one of the things that's different with XXV compared to other, just t-shirt manufacturers or stuff like that is it's very kind of creative focused, or at least, influencer focused. I hate to use that term, but even if you don't want to say an athlete is a creator or whatever, but it's definitely meant to kind of cater to whatever that audience is. Look at all of Dylan's stuff, that's very personal to him. A lot of his designs, I know he is he makes himself, but also you can just tell, even if you click through his side of the website, it feels personal. It feels like you're checking out Dylan's store, not necessarily XXV's store, although they're the the product that's bringing all of that together. So I think that was one of the things that, to me, I was like, this is dope. All right. I want to get in touch with him. I actually reached out to you through Dylan. I hit him up and I was like, how do I get in contact with this guy? And that, that's kind of how we got in touch and started working on this drop, which I think came out fantastic, and I appreciate it. I hope our fans do out there.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that is. So there's a lot of websites and such that kind of, allow you to put your thing online and sell it and promote it. But between quality and then just that kind of personal feel like you're talking about is what we do strive for. I'll tell you, like, my number one goal for XXV, and like I tell a lot of people this, when I know I like made it, like this is the dream, is when I have enough of a following that I find like an artist that I really like, undiscovered type, and I just drop a cool t-shirt. So people are shopping my website because, you know, we have cool t-shirts, right? And then that artist is either gets like some kind of like cash, you know, because they just bought his t-shirt without knowing who it was, or some kind of notoriety, like, oh, well, this guy has good music, and goes and listens to him. Like, so that's the kind of vibe that we want to build, that I have somewhat of a following to influence and kind of put someone on like that. So that's our end goal.
And I think that's a really important thing you talk about there, because merchandise has been used to promote bands. I mean, since touring started, like there's always been the merch table out front. And yeah, some of that is you're going to make some more money. You're going to have a kickback more at the show. That's great. The other part is everyone who goes to that concert isn't going to wear that out in town, and that's free advertising. So people are going to show your face, you know, throughout town. And if they just think it's a dope shirt, well then, boom, you've won. Now they're going to keep wearing it. They're going to have it on repeat. It's going to be in their favorite shirt line, you know, the one that everyone out there, I know you have it. But it's a very cool idea. I you know, it's something, you know, like I said, I definitely want to, you know, give you your props for it, because I think you've built up something kind of awesome over there. And yeah, selfishly, I got involved.
Yeah, absolutely. No, man, I appreciate it. Spreading the word is like number one thing, right? So, and I enjoyed making your guys' shirts for sure.
Yeah, man. Brando, I know you had a couple questions. I'll let you throw one of yours in there.
You said you had the idea in your mind for a couple years. Did you? And you the idea of having a label, but was it? Did you have it as like an apparel company, making apparel for people, or like when did that come about? When did you know, like, all right, let's start making shirts?
Well, I've done wholesale apparel for quite some time. I guess, so when I decided I wanted to make a label, yes, it was always apparel focused.
Gotcha.
Because yeah. So it was always apparel focused. Like, I knew I wanted a label for apparel, but the main reason is because I have the other niche that I'm kind of in is DJs, and their thing, like you guys are saying, like the merch table, right? Man, they always want to do merch, and they're like, well, I got to buy 24 or 36 pieces, like whatever it is. Like, it's always a quantity amount in order to get
order, and yeah.
Exactly, like when you're messing with screen printing, and it would just hurt me to not be able to like help them. But that's what it truly takes, 24, 36 pieces for it to make sense for me to print, right? So like, I was trying to find the best of both worlds, because when I did sell them 36 t-shirts, they would go and put them out, and then they'd be stuck with 5 mediums and 2 smalls and a 3X, right? Like, that they could never sell. And so even if they're paying, you know, only $8 to $10 a shirt, like, that's sitting in a box. So yes, they made $200 total, but 100 of it's sitting in a box that they can't really move.
And this is a good point, because this is why you see a lot of people start to go to like a print on demand type service, or like, you know, almost a like, we don't carry inventory, but then once you send us your order, then a warehouse somewhere, or we have our own infrastructure, we'll then print that shirt up and then get it out to you. The difference then comes though, that a lot of that is, I would say, lower quality work. Like, that's what I noticed. We went through a service like that for a while, and it was just kind of cheap crap, honestly. You know, and you feel bad, because as a creator, you're like, I want people a way to, you know, support, you know, the brand, but also, you know, if they like it, they'll wear it out themselves. You know, they like having something cool to wear. And, you know, you'd see samples would come in, and you'd just be like, this is kind of shitty looking. Like, the printing is coming off, and it hasn't even been washed yet.
Or it would be the wait time, right? So, you know, they'd be like, well, let me go take orders. And you take into orders, and then 3 to 4 weeks is when you'd get your shirt, or, you know, whatever it is. But
because it's got to get in the queue.
Just do the best that they can, as far as like, and also the same like DJ, right? Like, for the example we're using, is also trying to make music, trying to like promote their show, trying to do all these things. So like merch, they want to do it, you know, because it's important, but they couldn't. So my idea was like to take it. So I always knew that that's what I wanted to do. And that's why I had the idea for 4 or 5 years, but I couldn't make the business part of it make sense again, because I know what it takes to screen print, right? But once I started learning some of these different things, is when I was able to implement it. So
yeah, you were able to kind of bring the idea to reality a little bit.
Correct.
Okay. Do you remember your very first design that you ever printed ever?
Ever? Like wholesale or XXV?
Wholesale. You know what? I'll take both.
You gave him options.
Wholesale was a long time. Yeah. No, wholesale was a long time ago. I mean, because I don't know if you're familiar with screen printing, but it's just a sweatshop. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, because the machines are hot and stuff. And so we were thousands of shirts in. But XXV, yeah, honestly, there's some of them still on my website, some of the design work I did and stuff, and I go look at it and I'm like, wow, that's just awful. Like, and people bought it, and I was like, whoa. Like, you know what I mean? We've come a long way in 2 years, but also, like, I only started designing 3 years ago. So I've been doing wholesale, but I was always either selling it or printing it.
Sorry to cut in there. I feel bad for that. But
No,
I will say
you're
what
good.
you just said was a beautiful note, because Hatch gets on me all the time when I look back at a video we made like 3 years ago, and I'm like, damn, that was kind of crap. And he's always like, bro, why are you saying that? Like, you know, you got to be positive about yourself. And I'm like, I appreciate that. But at the same time, as an artist, when you look back at your previous work, it just isn't it. Like, you know, and there's stuff I'm proud of, but at the same time, I'll be like, yeah, there's a lot of flaws there that we could have made better, but, you know, I did that. I'm still proud of that. So I'm glad that you also echo that through a different medium.
Yeah, what was that, Hatch?
I feel like if you look at that with anything with time, it's just, you're going to look at everything's going to turn out like that eventually, right? Just because you're honing your craft, you're sharpening your sword sharper and sharper every single time. So it's like, I mean, with me and Brando, it's like with our paint, with like the way we play paintball. Obviously, you know, we look back at some footage of us playing, like, damn, maybe not Brando because he's a god, maybe me because, dude, I was like the guy where I put my shit on my shoulder and start fanning it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I killed people back then too.
Hatch, I also wasn't calling you out, but that is hilarious that he said that, because we had a conversation like a month or so ago about that, and I was like, yeah, that's just what artists do though, and that I mean, as a player, you judge yourself the same way. So I just try to make sure, Ryan, you realize how fucking badass you are, bro. You're a beast, bro.
See, but you need like someone like Hatch in your corner to be like, you know what, you're doing great, and you're like, yeah, okay, thank you.
My God,
that is
you
true.
can be hard on yourself.
Hatch is a good he's the good hype man, and then Brando's just the dude who's here. I don't really know why we have him.
Yeah, what the hell, Brando?
I feel like if we ever needed to get rid of the dead body, that's the guy we call, and so maybe that's why we have him here.
I could chop him up. I could put,
the enforcer.
Brando's the guy that you take in the ocean with sharks. Brando is the guy that you take in there.
That's true, and that's why
the silent assassin.
Yeah, that's why you went shark diving with him.
Literally. Exactly. I didn't have to worry about me dying because Brando would take care of me.
I had my scalpel in my back pocket.
Yeah, he really did.
Shark.
So
fucker.
Yeah.
I am definitely afraid of the ocean, so y'all can have that one.
Yeah, dude.
I forget the name of that fear, like phasmophobia or something like that. Phasmophobia or something like it's
Diaz phobia.
Is that like the one? Ryan, you're talking about the one of like empty bodies of water?
Yeah, I forget the name of it. It's on the tip of my tongue, but yeah,
I've seen some pictures where it's like,
because I know there's a subreddit that's literally just titled that, and it's just these horrible, trippy looking photos. So if someone finds that, send me in a comment, and then I'm gonna get mad that you sent it to me in like a week when this goes out. That's gonna. God, you're gonna torment
it'll be like a dude's feet at like the very surface kicking, and then it'll be like everything below him, and it's like nothing, and it's like, oh my God.
But it's like in Northern Europe, so it's like all crystal clear water. Have you guys seen some of those like places up there where it's like glacier runoff and shit, and it's just like perfectly blue?
You know, there's a place in Yosemite that I'm pretty sure it's like a mirrored lake or like a mirrored pond where it's so clear that it reflects it perfectly.
That sounds dope. Cool. That's out of my depth, but that sounds sick.
Yeah, I saw a picture of it the other day, so I mean, dude,
it's on the internet. It's got to be true, right?
There's photos all over the internet. You never know, dude. You never know. So,
well, for sure, man. But I mean, jumping back to XXV, you know, so all right, you guys just moved into kind of, you know, a new, you know, facility, and I think you touched on this a little bit earlier, but for me, you know, one of my questions was, what is like the end goal of XXV when you look at, you know, all right, if we're 5 years in the future, what does that look like for you?
Man, it's an interesting balance, right? Because I have the wholesale side and I have, you know, XXV moving into this shop, like starting now. is I have been ramping up my wholesale side in order to honestly pay the bills, like, you know, the rents coming and things like that.
The rec side pays for the tournament side.
Exactly. But yeah, for XXV, that'd be awesome in 5 years to either be attending. I really want to go to like, say, like concerts in order to, one, sell merch for groups of artists, and then also just kind of be networking and like being like a person that can help, you know, put you on and things like that. Traveling, definitely traveling, again, just for the sake of merch. Actually, and you know, it's for a while I kind of not stopped playing paintball, but like really chilled out on it. But now I make connections every time I go. And so it's important for me to go to a bunch of tournaments and things like that, you know? So whatever that is for all these different genres or like, you know, pools that I'm in, that's what I want to do. I like to sell the fact that I'm going to help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not even like a real sell to me. So somewhere in that realm, a full creative studio, I want to be able to, like, when I do a drop, have enough, like, know that it's going to do well enough that I can bring you in to, like, you know, shoot it, full media team, things like that before we drop it.
Do like a proper media coverage and stuff. Yeah,
absolutely. And I'm building that's part of this space now is a small version of that, because now I'm going to be able to do all media like under this roof. I'm going to have a photo studio and things like that. So it is a smaller version, and I just want to ramp that up, honestly.
Sure. Also, the good news is, you know, a pretty good creative, so that helps out.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Shout out Dylan, dude. Have you guys been paying attention to the Hormesis to like one-on-one duel stuff? They've been doing the like YouTube vlogs and everything. Everyone's been doing such a good job on those. I think DQ is like the current couple episodes that's coming out. Miko did the first couple ones, and then Dylan did quite a few of the ones in the middle there, and just he's so talented, man. Like, he is such a good storyteller. If you guys haven't watched those yet, go check them out. Subscribe to the Hormesis channel. You know, they're trying to do something cool and get some more content back out into the game. But yeah, man, I mean, he's dope. I just like talking about him when we get the opportunity, because more people need to, you know, go give him props, go follow him, go give him the, you know, the view money and stuff like that, because he deserves it.
The big thing for him, you know, he's always about like the storytelling, right? He's been on the podcast twice where we've talked about storytelling, right? And he just does it so well through a lens. He gets up in the action, captures all of the emotion, and the way it's edited to where everything is just perfect. I don't even know how to explain it. Dylan makes
I love
good content.
It's very natural for him.
Hatch's criticisms are always my favorite, because it's always just like very, very generalized criticism, but it's always like he gives you the right motivation of like, it's not good or it's great, you're doing good.
I'll tell you a quick story about him. Right before, because he did all the photography for me in XXV real early on. So we launched in June 2021. Yeah, just over 2 years. And again, like 2 months before that, I had like I'd been going to college for about 6 months, like learned Photoshop, like started making my website, and everything just felt right. Like it was just rolling and going well. The printing was coming out great, like different things like that. Right. And he had just moved to Texas with Scott Stewart. Scott Stewart moved down here to play for AC Dallas.
One of our former guests on the show. Go check out Scott's episode.
Yeah, he's a dope guy. Another great guy. Yeah, me and him work together a lot on his.
I'm just picking and choosing Texas homies, man.
yeah, absolutely. But so I knew Scott because we were teammates on AC Dallas. And he's like, yeah, you know, I got this roommate Dylan. He's like super weird, whatever. No, he didn't. But you know, he's just like he's a super creative guy. And you know, Dylan approaches me. He's like, hey, I want to make merch. And I'm like, man, like we can try it. But this was before XXV. And I was like, yeah, whatever you want to do. Like, and they came to my shop, toured it, and you know, we were talking about it a little bit. But anyways, so I knew he was good with the camera, or actually I didn't know he was good with the camera. I knew he had a camera, and you know, he's out there like recording a little bit of the practices and stuff. And because he wasn't super involved in Texas, like he literally just moved there. And so I had, you know, 7 or 8 shirts like ready to go. And I was like, all right, last thing I need to do, I can just find a photographer. I don't need to learn that. Right. And I call him up and I was like, hey man, can you help me with this photo shoot? So he did our very first photo shoot. And man, I'll tell you, I was humbled that day because I was like, oh, well, this is really hard. Like, I thought you just like snapped a picture, you know what I mean? But he made it look so good that like it made the t-shirts look like we were doing something, you know what I mean? And then that's when I realized that was a super blessing that I had met him, and because he had helped me with my next like 10 photo shoots. But also, you know, I went out and bought a camera and he showed me how to do it. He still edits a lot of my stuff, but I do shoot a lot of the pictures myself. Or like I can now. But my point is like, if I didn't come across Dylan when I did that first photo shoot, that's where it would have been my next roadblock. I wouldn't have launched. Like, I'd have been like, this is hard. I need to go back to the drawing board, like I did for a lot of these other roadblocks that I had as far as like website or design and all these things, right?
It was right place, right time. It was like the puzzle piece came in.
Absolutely. So he not only like did it, like helped me early on by doing it for me, but also taught me like, you know, basically free of charge, right? Like he's like shared his knowledge. Yeah. So, so now we still work together as far as like doing his merch. You know, I'll do whatever he wants at any time as far as like creating and things like that. So he's still up there in Wisconsin killing it. So it's been good.
Yeah. Well, sick, man. Okay. So 5 years from now, we're touring the country. We're going to shows. We're doing networking. We're trying to help people grow. I like all that. That kind of rhymed a little bit. That was kind of a bar. I'll give myself a pat on the back. Oh, wait. Wrong button. It's all good. It's all good. Same thing. Wrong button. Wrong button.
Bars and cars.
But yeah, man. All right. Well, sick. Do you guys have any other XXV stuff? I mean, because I had some questions for you paintball wise. So I mean, you know, if you guys had that, we'll get that, you know, out of the way.
I guess it's related to paintball. I saw that you guys have like a the paintball sponsorship program through XXV. Are you able to shed some light on that?
Yeah, the biggest thing there was just so at the beginning of this last season, I helped like probably 7 or 8 divisional teams. All it really is like, yo, let me put your merch online so that if you sell it, like I can give you a little bit of a kickback. Help. I mean, especially I like to really do it regionally for teams that play more regional, not even just in my region, but just are more committed to the 5 or 7 tournaments like in their region. And the reason is because honestly, at that level, that's when the moms and the pops are going to go and buy a t-shirt to watch their kid play, whether it be 1 or 2 times, or, you know what I mean? And that's always, paintball is another thing, right? Like where 5, 7, 8 guys, they always wanted t-shirts, you know, back when I was like doing just wholesale. I'm like, man, I can't help you because it's 12 pieces minimum. And like, it doesn't make sense. And so to me, that's kind of, now I can do these one-off stuff, especially when you have the logo. I can print it super easy. You know, $20 for the t-shirt, whatever it is. And you make a little bit of money on the top of that. But the biggest thing is like your mom, your girlfriend gets to like have a little cool shirt while you play. So. Gotcha.
That's dope. That's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah. It makes sense to have, the regional, it's a wider reach, wider net, you know. That's pretty cool. All right.
Also, I mean, it just follows the principle of get your shit online. Like, I mean, if you want to grow a brand today, it needs to be online. You need to have a website. You need to have corners of the internet on different social medias. Like, it sucks, but that's just the answer right now. Like, if you want people to see it, you got to put it out there in front of their eyes.
Without a doubt.
And I will say, the biggest thing, or the thing that XXV does is like give you that website, because, you know, if not, you have to create one, manage it, and all like that. But another cool part of what we do is we actually manage websites, or we're able to put that same. So it's the same concept. Like if you have your website and you're selling, you know, record label, like music, whatever it is, we actually do work with Dynasty. There's a couple of our designs on there, and same thing. So when you buy something off of Dynasty, if it's one of my shirts, we fulfill it, and then we pay out. We pay out Dynasty monthly, but they can get multiple products, and we do like Pro Edge paintball.
Yeah, so like you can add to like other Shopify backend stuff like that. Like you guys have the ability to kind of do some of that e-commerce backend stuff. Yeah, and like I think for me that was the biggest reason why I wanted to step away from kind of having that, is because it is a lot to upkeep. It is a lot to have as a back end. And spoiler alert, guys, I do about 95% of the business for Mafia Productions as a whole. So I just don't have the time always. Like there's times where it's like, I got to put on my shipping hat today, and then I got to put on my editing hat today, and then I got to go record a podcast. So little things like that, it does actually help out to just be like, hey guys, head over to, XXV the Label / Mafia Productions or whatever it is. The link is down below, but head over there. You can go pick up a tee. It's going to get shipped out. His team's going to take care of it. And then, it's going to be just handled. And your guys' packaging is dope. When you send us the couple of samples, you guys definitely you put that kind of I want to say more like smaller company touch, if that makes sense. Like some of the things that fall away once companies grow huge, just the little, notes of hey, proper ways to wash our shirts that we recommend, some stickers for you guys, hey, thanks for being a customer, stuff that just, it makes you feel nice as a consumer to receive those in the mail. So yeah, it definitely helps out from a creator standpoint.
Definitely.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I got a question for you that's kind of paintball related. I guess it is paintball related. Okay. So you said you started 9 years ago, right? That was when you started paintball?
Mm-hmm.
So how'd you get started in paintball? How'd you first hear about it?
That's literally what I was going to ask next, Hash. Yep. But okay, yeah. So just, I was going to ask just kind of what's your general background? Like what got you into the game?
Yeah, we can get into that. And honestly, I just realized, so it's World Cup 2011. So it's kind of 9 years. I don't know. It's a little over. But World Cup 2011 was my first tournament.
12 years at this point, by the way.
Yeah, somewhere in there, right?
Time adds up.
It never hits double digits.
Yeah, no, we're just 9 for the rest of my life. 3 weeks before that, I went out to a local rec ball field to play in the woods, the classic. And I saw some guys, I was 20 years old, right out of college, or not right out of college, but out of college, hanging out. And I saw some guys lined up. They don't even have an airball field, right? No speedball, none of that. And so they're lined up doing drills or something. And just coming from organized sports, I was like, they're doing something different. And so I just walked up and I was like, hey, what are you guys doing? They're practicing for World Cup. I was like, what's World Cup? A massive tournament. I was like, cool.
I feel like everyone has had that moment. God, I remember, sorry to break in, but I actually had a very similar moment with a ref at my local woodsball field, Shooters. That was the first place I ever went to play paintball. Had no clue what tournament paintball was, and there was 2 tournament dudes, you guys know them, Charles and Rex, who eventually came down to Capital Edge, but they would go up there and practice for woodsball events. And so I would see these dudes with electro markers, JT's on, looking ag, and I'm like,
those guys are different.
What the fuck is that? And the ref's yeah, they're so cool. They can run and gun and keep it on a line and all this stuff. And now I'm like, Rex is good and all, but there's guys who are better. And so it is hilarious now that I feel like every kid at some point, if you stay at a paintball field long enough, you'll have that point where you're like, wait, I don't want a Kronos. I want a fucking EMAC. Let's change over here.
Yeah. No, that's pretty much exactly what it was. But they were, practicing for World Cup, and I was like, well, can I go? And they're like, huh? Kind of like what? But awkwardly enough, they had a player dropping out, and I had some money on me, and I was like, yeah, can I go? And they're like, yeah. So I bought a plane ticket right then, bought all equipment. Come to find out, they just wanted me to pay the entry, my part
they
of
wanted
the
you
entry
to get your part, but
looking back, or 6 months later, looking back on it, I was like, oh, I get it now, after learning. But anyway, so the next weekend we had to go to a field to practice the layout, and so I drove about an hour, not to the field that I was at, right? And I was like, well, this is cool. I had kind of seen it, and I was like, this is fun. So I thought, I had no idea, right? And we go to World Cup, and I was like, so what are we doing? They're like, well, we're playing D3. And I was like, all right, well, that sounds easy. There's
2011 D3. Okay.
You know what I mean? Division 3. I don't know.
These guys probably suck. These guys are
some quick work. Dude, I'm telling you, I had no idea. And so we step out on the field, and we just get roast bad, real bad, looking
real
back
bad.
on it. Yeah, we went 0-4 by going
real quickly
0-4. Yeah, we lost 16 points that tournament and won 0. You know what I mean? It was.
Did you ever go
we played 16 points. Dude, you know what I mean?
That's fine.
I'll tell you what. When it was done, we're still sitting there dressing down on Saturday, and I was like, that was the most fun I've ever had. I was like, I cannot wait to do this again. Like I had never felt some sort of like addiction, or like, looking back, it's probably passion, but it felt like an addiction. You know, I was like,
we'll go
this
with
is
addiction.
sick.
It's a more passionate word.
Yeah. So, I flew home, you know, season ends, right? And I got the coach and I was like, hey, like, can you show me how to do this more? And he's like, yeah. And for the next 3 months, I literally shot cones and different things like that, like learn how to hold my gun. And at this hyperball field is basically what it was, you know, and I would just go out there and I was addicted. And in February the next year, right? So like we're like 4 or 5 months into just practicing, still haven't really played like the game. I go to a tryout for a real big organization that had like a lot of teams from D4 to D3, I think, but like 6 or 7 teams, right? Because the first one at that time was in Texas. So, you know, in Texas like tournament, like a lot of the kids will show up to play, right? So I got on a team, went and did it again. D4 race to 2, 8-0. We won all of our matches to like all of our points. And I was like, this
flipped it around.
I knew I could do it. Yeah, you know what I mean? And honestly, man, the rest is pretty much history, because like I literally played every weekend from that point until now almost. So
hell yeah.
It's been good.
Sick, man. Well, it bites you. It bit you like everyone else.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine like now? I guess it's different because we know how big World Cup is. Like World Cup to be your first entry into the tournament. Jesus Christ, not knowing the world you're stepping into. That is wild.
You just walked up to those dudes and we're like, "Can I go to Cup with you guys?"
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And that's what I mean. Like, again, they I think somewhat some well, you know, and none of them really played again. None of those guys. I've seen them around the local fields and stuff like that. Yeah, you know, and like looking back, but it was the best decision we all made, right? Like but also like like I was told that World Cup is like massive, and you know that probably played into it because I just literally jumped right in. So me not knowing that is the big show, I was like, this it can only get better from here. yeah, exactly. Well,
and I kind of wanted to ask you this too. 2011 was kind of the start of the dark years for paintball. That's when stuff started to kind of take a turn and start to fall off. But there was still some of that excitement there, you know, the 2011 and 2012 years. So, you know, going through that, what was that experience like to kind of get involved in this game and then kind of see it start to die in front of your eyes as you're still new to it?
Okay, but why? But was it dying to me? Because I never knew it to be great before that. The only point. I played with, mid 2012, Greg Pauly moved from Omaha to Texas and had a tryout. I went and tried out for him, and you know, the AC Dallas started. So I was like on the original AC Dallas team that started in 2012. My point in saying that is, I heard a lot about the old school, and you know, from some of the other players, I was told what this old school paintball was. No, it wasn't me, but I was like, well, I don't know how cool it is. Like, this is pretty cool, you know? And, you know, you always hear about the 15 balls a second, and I've never really done that, but I played 12, and I also played against some guys that played a lot of 15. So when they give you that, like, fuck you up mentality, like, I did kind of was involved in that, but I wasn't, like, in the old OG era. So,
no, it's like exactly the tail end. Like, it was kind of the time where, you know, the kind of legends, the kind of historical parts of the game were just kind of filtering their way out as, you know, it was just shrinking in on itself. But you still had guys like that who were, you know, still being involved with the sport, still going out, trying new teams, picking people up. And yeah, it was a very interesting time. So it is kind of funny to hear you know, talk about that. Like, it was everything was changing. I felt like every year, like there was different gun modes, different, you know, you can carry these amount of pods, you can't carry too many pods. Like, it was constantly evolving in that like early 2010s era.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, because I played in like the true semi when they had, y'all remember that for like a year. They did the really weird.
We've talked about it many times on the show. That's one of our favorite like historical events that PayPal tried.
Yeah, sometimes you think about it, you're like, was that a real year?
Such a bad idea.
You know,
it's like a fever dream. At
it
this
really
point,
is.
You know, it's like true. Whenever someone says true semi,
fucking
people are like,
true semi.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of familiar.
The other crazy thing is I've never played in the NPPL. There was a couple of tournaments like when I started. So I've actually don't really know how to shoot with two fingers. Like I just like one finger shoot it. You know what I mean? Because it's just ramping. So when I think it was in D1 and trying to like really make my jump into pro, or like we were trying to do that and we were bringing in guys. So I'm just saying I was competing with like Tyler Spieth, like Dylan Bewley. I don't know if you know any, to the Jacksons. The Jacksons came, TJ Danner, because we picked up, what's that? Oh my gosh, they're going to hate me for forgetting their team name. The Houston team name that went like
VCK.
Wow, don't tell. VCK, there you go.
Oh,
okay.
There we go.
I was like, what era are we talking about? Like, what Houston team?
Let's go, dude.
Yeah. No, when they ended, they came to AC Dallas, right? And so like all around that time, my point is like I was like competing with these guys and like not knowing how to shoot with two fingers. Like, so the true semi was an awful year for me. Like I hated it.
Yeah, you had to be perfect, and you don't even know what good is.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, thank God we don't have to go through true semi now. Thank God.
All right. Well, kind of in that vein, on the similar side, I wanted to ask, everyone has crazy tournament stories, but what was maybe one or two that stick out in your mind that you're like, holy crap, what, like, it could be at the field, it could be at a hotel off the field, it could be, something that happened at the event. I just wanted to hear your thoughts. Do you have anything that stands out to you?
Like as far as like when we were playing, or just like hanging out?
It could just paintball stories in general. It could be hanging out while you guys are playing. Like, is there just any moments in that 12-year career or 9-year career that we were saying?
9 year.
Like when you think of paintball shenanigans with the boys, what is like the first thing that comes up?
I'll have to say that like I actually tell this story to non-paintball players because I think it was pretty good. But it was recently when I was playing. I played with Fit last year, and it was either last year or 2 years. I played with them the last 2 years, but so one day we're all eating at a Cold Stone, and
fire.
I don't know, there's probably 10 of us, and there's a couple
remix.
of of course, right? Like mid-tournament form, you have to go to eat ice cream. And so there's like 10 of us there, and we have like one of the D3 teams. Like, so that's just why there's so many players. Well, one dude goes to the bathroom. And so, of course, we're like, hey, let's run and go hop in the car so he can't find us, But where we were, so we had parked, there was a gas station, and then there was a Cold Stone because we had eaten at the Chick-fil-A. So we walked from there to there. So when we take off running, we run across the gas station, right? And I know you all know Paintball Fit, and like they're not the smallest boys, like me included, right? So you got to imagine 7, 8 big boys running across the gas station, sprinting, right? And people at the gas station like look up because all these big dudes are running.
I start running too.
Dude, the closest thing you ever see, this guy's like pumping gas, and he's like, "Oh!" And Johnny Lukehouse like, "Bro, you gotta go because we're just running." And he just throws his gas, and like I just happened to catch the dude's face, right? And he was pissed, man, because he thought something was coming. He's like, "Why are these big boys running?" He's throwing his gas. He gets in the car and he realizes like nothing's really happening. But it was so like that was not what the plan was, you know what I mean? And so we had like at least 2 different guys there just freaking out. It was one of the best, like, wow, we didn't mean for that to happen.
Follow-up
so
question.
I love that one. Yeah.
What the fuck happened to the dude inside?
Yeah, did he find you?
It wasn't even that cool. Yeah, because of course he just comes out. He's like, "Oh, cool, they left me." It's a pretty lame prank.
So in reality, you actually terrified people more like than the prank guy. It was wow. All right, innocent bystanders, collateral damage, ladies and gentlemen.
That's fine.
Yeah, because that's an easy one to explain to like non-paintball people. And I'm telling you, I happened to catch the dude's face, like because I'm like kind of running next to Johnny, and so I just that image will be in my head forever. I love that. I wonder where he's at now, honestly. He's probably telling a story too.
Yeah, he's like, so one night I was pumping some gas and we were, good old boy's place. And hell, man, I looked up and swear to God, there's about 8 or 9, I don't know, big boys coming through the station. And I was scared for my life. I almost pulled out my 45, but I realized there may be something bigger behind them. So I got in the truck, went down, picked up Nelly. We went to the bunker. I was down there for 10 years.
Dude, seriously. I see that running at me. I'm like, dude, where the fuck are the zombies at? The zombies got to be close by.
Zombies, yeah.
Godzilla. Honestly, like, it looked like a scene from Godzilla. Yeah, for
Look,
sure.
if Colt's running, something scarier is behind him. Like,
Yeah.
you want to run too.
Yeah, exactly, man. It was. That's probably my best paintball story. Not gonna lie.
That's a good one.
Well,
I like that one.
Valid entry. That was a great job. All right, man. Let's see. I guess speaking on kind of the XXV stuff before we jump on over. How's the drop doing? Have the metrics come through? Can we see any of that type of stuff? We do want to shout some people out, so maybe if you could like get us some names or customers or stuff like that. I know some of that's hard to do, so I've been trying to figure out a way that we can get that done.
Yeah, so I will say that is my biggest holdup now, not being able to show people what they're making like as they're doing it. And that's an active problem I'm working on. I don't have a way to do that now, but I do know that needs to happen, so I'll work on that.
No, that's valid to know. I was just trying to see. Okay, so that's good for us to know, though. If you out there ordered merch, post a story, post like a post up somewhere. That way we can know that you grabbed it, because currently we don't have that information. But that way we can recognize you guys. We wanted to give a shout out to some of you guys out there. So make sure you post something up. Let us know that you trying to look swaggy or fly or whatever the new kids are saying nowadays.
All the new kids are saying. I like that one.
Riz, I think that's the one.
Riz, you got to be rizzed up. You know what I mean?
I've actually never heard that one.
Did you just say that? You haven't heard Riz? My man.
I actually know. So I actually know a little bit of Zoomer language. Then
we both do. I guess we're on the edge, though. I feel like.
Where?
All right. So study.
I know. I feel like I know. Yeah, Riz. Like, using a sentence again, a different sentence.
So,
my boy has got immaculate Riz.
Like, hey, you dare me to go Riz that girl up over there?
That sounds like you're gonna jizz on her.
That's
what I'm like.
No. We're gonna explain.
Okay.
Riz, it was started by some Twitch streamers, but essentially it's just short for charisma. Charisma, Riz.
Oh, he's got Riz.
So it's just like, bro's got Riz, like you can Riz someone up. Like, yeah, go Riz that girl up, man. Like that kind of stuff.
You got
some Zoomer language. That way, now if someone's like, yo, I'm looking fly, I'm gonna Riz up some honeys in my XXV. You can, translate. I got you.
Damn.
Man. Yeah, there's every time you hear a word like this around a group of friends and you're like, oh yeah, like I know that one, and that's the first time you hear it, that way you can start kind of interjecting it. Mm-hmm. I love that this was all caught on a recording that I just learned what Riz was. So that's forever.
Yeah,
like I'm screwed. Yeah.
You're screwed. Yeah. You're way too late to the party.
I kind of wish we just agreed to jizz on people. Like, I just tell him just like,
I like that.
Yeah,
Brandon, your brain is working a little differently.
I mean, say less, brother. That's the San Francisco special.
You're like, I'm on it. Like, oh, whoa, sorry.
Dude, let me tell you, people in San Francisco will Riz you up if that's the case, dude.
just everywhere.
But yeah, damn. So I'm trying to think of some other Zoomer language. What's some other ones we got going on?
Well, while you're thinking of that, I'll make a bargain with you, Hatch. I'm gonna do some ad reads because we're gonna make our sponsors happy. And so let's talk about Liquid IV, because hey, I teased you all earlier saying I had more information, because I do. Because Liquid IV is a great product. It's a hydration multiplier. You can find it online at liquidiv.com. They also have it in Costco, a whole bunch of other places as well. But it's it's got 3 times more electrolytes than you'll find in most sports drinks. So, your Gatorades, your Powerades, Propels, stuff like that. We got B vitamins, we got B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C. So help your immunity out a little bit there. The big thing that I've been talking about the last couple of weeks, we got their sugar-free flavor out now. That's behind me. You can kind of see it behind my mic over there. But yeah, you can go pick that up. It uses allulose for the sweetener for that. Which I've been told is just a very good sweetener because it doesn't spike blood sugar levels, so it could be very, useful if you have, you're trying to do like keto or you have diabetes or something like that. It's a great way to, monitor your blood sugar levels and also stay hydrated. So if, you've been out drinking all night, you need some pick-me-up if you're going to be out at the field during this heat, because it has been a hot-ass summer so far, make sure you go pick yourself up a little box. Try it out. They've got multiple flavors: lemon, lime, guava, watermelon, passion fruit, strawberry. There's a peach, a grape, another lemon, lime, and the sugar-free. So So they've got so many options. Head over to liquidiv.com, use code Mafia_Moffitt. Like we were saying, we're going to get 20% off and free shipping. So go check them out. We appreciate them. Say thank you, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon.
No, I said thank you. Say thank you to Liquid IV, Brandon.
Oh,
thank you, Liquid IV.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
delicious.
You, Thank you. He does what I tell him to do. NECTR Energy, that's next up on our list. NECTR.energy. That's the website for them over there. But yeah, like I showed you guys earlier, it's an energy pouch. That's the way they describe it. It has no caffeine, so it is kind of actually, it's made in the same factories where I think it's snus, something like that is. I don't know how to pronounce it. Swedish form of tobacco. But the big difference is that there is no tobacco in this. There's no nicotine. There's none of those products. So it's just going to have clean caffeine in it, as well as acetylcholine cognizine, something like that. Big fancy word that I get wrong every week because I feel like you guys like to make me do this. So I do it wrong every week. Go check out their 2 flavors, Ice Mango and Fresh Mint. Mint's going to take you on a ride, so be careful for that. It is definitely very powerful, as these guys can confirm.
Agreed.
It's delicious, though.
See, they confirm. I like when they get involved in the ad reads.
For sure.
But yeah, head over there. Like I said earlier, NECTR.energy. So NECTR.energy /MafiaProductions. That's all one word over there. And just one more time, I'm going to give you guys a reminder for the Patreon. We're giving away the headband in case you missed the intro. It's got a camera on it, and that's tucked away, and I can't find it. But here's the headband. You're going to be able to win that. It's my special series. It's the one I got. Thank you to Hormesis for doing that, by the way. I don't know if I've said that on the show already or not. But yeah, I got lucky enough to receive my own Hormesis headband line. Or headband, I guess, because it's not a series, but it's cool. There's multiple copies. I appreciate it. So yeah,
not everybody
selfishly am keeping one. Sorry. And I'm giving away the other. So if you want a chance to get my only other copy, you got to go get signed up for Patreon. So it's a great time. It's a great deal. But that is it for all of our great sponsors tonight. Let me get that jotted down. Oh, what's up?
So actually I would like to sponsor this episode as well. If you go to XXV, order one of the Mafia Productions t-shirts. We're giving away 5 of them. You have to just use the discount code RIZ. And the first 5 people to claim it get a t-shirt. So let's run that.
All right, let's go. So that's
report for Riz, Captain.
I apologize. Okay, you know what? That's a great point that you made there, Michael, because by the time this is out in the public, all those are going to be gone because our Patreon supporters are going to get a chance to get all of those. So you got to make sure you get access to the show as soon as it drops over on Patreon. So yeah, use code RIZ. You can get a free shirt. And is that for either one of the 2? Is that just like a Mafia Productions, collection?
No. The Mafia Productions, the collection, but both of them are in there. So the first 5 people to use it will get it free of charge.
Perfect. Yeah. So you heard the man. RIZZ. Go grab yourself a free shirt at XXVthelabel.com. We'll have a link down to that below. Well, that's exciting. Hell yeah. We got a new sponsor. Heads up, by the way.
Honestly, okay, so that is bougie. I looked up words for that Zoomers use or that Gen Z uses. So, bougie. That's very bougie.
Okay.
I like bougie.
God, is this going to become Hatch's new thing where he's just our
word of the show,
word correspondent?
Honestly, dude, like some of these I've never used, like Fam Jam. Like who uses Fam Jam? I don't think a Zoomer would ever use that shit. That means family. No, ain't no one said Fam Jam.
If you say Fam Jam, you're getting beat up, honestly.
Straight up, dude. Straight up, dude.
That's a Fam Jam of a time. Like, how do you use it, I guess? What is it even referencing?
It just means
here's
like
my Fam Jam.
Yeah, exactly. Boom, there he goes. Knows more than we do. It's like I think you would walk in the room with your family and be like, "Yo, what up, Fam Jam?"
Yeah, no, beat my brother up. Whooping my brother.
Just on site. And that's no holds bar.
I get stuffed in a sleeping bag and beat up when I was younger if I said that.
Yeah.
What are some other ones, dude? Okay, so what about, ready for this one?
Okay.
Ryan, you might know this one, but I'll use it in a sentence. Dude, this song slaps.
Dude, it's a slapper, bro.
Yeah. Okay, so that's another one relating to that.
Banger.
We got the
bopper.
So the bop.
Yeah.
I use it. I use mine in different rankings. Bro. Yeah, I think it goes like banger, and then it goes into bop, because bop's like something where it comes on in the car.
If
Dude,
you
when
feel
it comes
you
on
know,
in the car, you know, like, dude, Party in the USA, bop.
bop.
You know what I'm saying? What's another good one, dude?
Jesus, take the wheel, bop.
Bop.
Bob.
Brandon Baird, dog.
I would say honestly, like The Box by Roddy Ricch, banger, good song, but not good. Not
you
great.
switched
That's
it up
good
there.
song.
I think it's more. I think it's more about the genre, though. That's what I would say. Like a good song that's like a rapper, like a heavier song, banger. Like, yeah, the other ones
That's
don't
a good
like
point.
bops,
A bop
you know
is
what I mean?
kind of light. A bop is like, I'm feeling it, you know?
Great song, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like a bop is like one that will age like fine wine. You know, it doesn't matter what year it is.
I guess. Let's see.
When it
Like
comes
some
on, you'll
80s
hear it.
synthwave. It can be a bop.
Like, obviously, Don't Stop Believing. That's a bop, bro. Everyone knows that. Everybody knows that song,
That's
bro.
a podcast quote. Don't stop believing. That's a bop.
Everybody knows that song, though. That's the thing. That's what makes it a bop. Everybody knows it.
I know. It was just funny as fuck the way you said that, bro. Well, I guess we can go into a couple of the other topics that I had lined up today. One of the things that we were talking about right before the show, and I think it would be a funny conversation at this point. So, Michael, we were having an argument, and we need you to kind of be the tiebreaker here. Who is winning in a fight? And this is, you know, like wild animal fights. Like we're testing out, you know, crazy scenario. It's not supposed to be like super realistic, but like the animals in it are realistic, if that makes sense. So you have a saltwater crocodile fighting a great white shark. Who's winning that battle, brother?
Who do you think's winning that? If you want, I probably could get the stats for you.
Saltwater. Man, that's tough because gators are tough, but sharks. Actually, it's got to be the gator. It's got to be the gator because there's not as much water. So like a great white in open water probably takes it, but that's where you're gonna fight like a gator. It's more on closer to land.
So saltwater crocs are in the ocean.
True.
Yeah,
true,
but we're still we're still closer. Like we're still closer to land. Like even if we're in the ocean, like
100. This is where I was coming in 100%. We're lined up on this thought because yes, you give me a great white shark in the middle of 2,000 deep ocean, like we were talking about earlier, dude. That saltwater croc is done. It's not mobile enough. It cannot get out of there. But you change these tides. You give me a 5-foot depth with some shoreline 6 feet away. That croc's grabbing that bitch and he's dragging. He's rolling. He's tucking. You know, this game's over.
Let me throw in on this one because this also happened with Fit and like it's become kind of a bit like go talk to any of the guys. But I at a tournament became obsessed with jaguars because we watched jaguars jump from a perfectly good ledge down just to attack a crocodile because it was bored. I swear to God, it looked like it was.
And it like grabs like right between the eyes and shit and just drags it away.
Yeah, like for fun. And so, like to me, jaguars are the coolest animal, and I've seen one fight a crocodile, and it whooped its ass. So big jaguar mentality is a thing for me. So
big jaguar energy. I like that, bro. Yeah. That goes hard. Well, all right, so. But I guess with that information, that's still land-based battle. I still think you take great white shark onto land, it's got nothing. It cannot survive on land,
It can't fucking breathe on land, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So the second this croc is able to move to a land terrain, game over. It's, you know, we're counting threes.
I would say we'll get it to where it's like the right in between, right? Where it's like, you know, a shelf to where the great white shark could still come and swim.
Yeah,
like, and just enough to where the saltwater crocodile, you know, can still dive and touch the bottom.
Hatch, here's your mission should you choose to accept it. You, for the next year, are going to create an Unreal Engine simulator, which is going to simulate all of these events.
Gotcha,
Good luck. We'll talk to you when you finish it. Until then, you'll be off the show. So that gives you the, you know, the kind of reason to get it done.
Recording, Captain. I'll get it done tonight.
All right, salute, soldier. Because that would be awesome to see the like absolute just, you know, sharks go after it, or, you know, the croc also go after it. But then you got to do the thing with that like old Nat Geo show where they run it like 1,000 times and we have to find the simulation. And like, is anyone, I forget the name of that show, Deadliest Warrior or something like that.
Yes, Deadliest Warrior.
It was Deadliest Warrior. Okay.
Like a samurai would fight like a mafia member or something crazy.
Dude, there was some crazy ones. They would be like the Roman Spartans fight a battalion of Green Beret Rangers, and it's so it turns out the Green Berets win due to their ultimate firepower, and it's like no fucking duh. I feel like you guys were stretching an episode now. You just needed some filler content.
But they would always use the weapons and like cut the like realistic humans like head off and things like that to show. Yeah.
Well,
I love that show.
And I don't know if he started on that show and then went to Blade Master, but there's the dude who always does the your blade, it will kill. Did you guys know that from Blade Master?
Forged by Fire.
Forged by Fire. Okay, yeah. No, but
I like that guy
there's
a lot,
so
though.
many great just like dumb Discovery and HD and like those type of like network
Wasn't that actually Spike?
History Channel.
No, Spike.
Oh, is that Spike? Dude, rest in peace, Spike, by the way. I think they actually like did shut down like a couple months ago. Like, but it was something recent.
That had some of the crazy
G4?
shows on it.
Dude,
like
do you
Ninja Warrior
remember
and
talking about Spike? Stand on that for half a second. Squirrel brain over there. Thank you, Hatch. But do you guys remember Pro versus or it was like
Pro versus Joe?
Pro versus Joe. That's what the name of it was.
Yes,
where they would legit
love that
pick
show.
like Deion Sanders and be like, all right, bro, you're gonna play football against this just like UPS worker. And dude,
What
9
the
times
fuck?
out of 10 they just got destroyed. It was like American Gladiators light,
Always talk
kind
shit,
of.
though. That's what I loved about it. The Joes always talk shit.
All
Yeah.
that scripted. I hate to break the reality. None of that was actually them wanting to say it.
No, don't do that.
I don't believe that.
Welcome to reality television in the 2000s.
Edit that part
kids.
out. But no, I want to redo that.
I'll just delete myself in the aftercut.
So one show that I always thought I hope it's fucking real, but it was so sick back in the day on like MTV. But do you remember like
Jersey
Bully
Shore?
Beatdown? With Jersey Shore, that was also I remember that was like the big thing when I was in like
Hey, you
middle
got him
school.
off topic. What's the show, Hatch?
Fuck, dude. What was it called?
See, now it's gone.
Oh
Fuck,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
a
Bully
squirrel.
Beatdown. Bully Beatdown.
Bully
Bully Beatdown,
Beatdown.
dude.
Yo, I watched a YouTube video on one of these episodes like last week. That show was a fever dream, bro. Like, what the
That show
hell?
was wild, dude. Where it's like
It
the
was-
guy's like, yeah, this guy would just piss on me, and
If
then
you
he's
guys
like,
don't-
all right, well, you want to get your ass beat?
Okay, he's making it sound crazier, but if you don't know the show, it was this UFC fighter in the mid 2000s, Mayhem something. I forget his actual name, but
that's
that was his
right, with the
fighter name.
mohawk, yeah.
And so he
Yeah,
would
like a
host
red
this
stripe.
show where he would have like very fake scripted reality segments where this like
I'm looking that up
bully
if it's fake.
would pick on, you know, like a victim is what they called them. And so, you know, they would like go find the bully and then they would have the bully cage, you know, get in a cage and fight an actual like MMA fighter. Dude, fucking crazy content, man. Just I can't explain it enough. Go fucking look up. There's some video I watched about it the other day. Yeah, the 2000s were an absolute fever dream, man. I don't believe that half of that stuff actually happened.
I feel like half that stuff wouldn't even get on television today. Like, remember 1,000 Ways to Die?
That's a good one.
Yep.
Speaking of
That's a good one.
Speaking of 2000s reality television, and it does relate back to paintball, I really hope, well, it never will happen, but do you guys know Greenspan was on one of the MTV reality shows back in the day?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Next or it was the follow-up show to Next, but it was like in that sort of vein.
I think it was Next. I think it was on an episode of Next.
Dude,
That is
Which
wild.
one was next?
that's like lost media. That was so they had the bus and they had like a whole bunch of dudes or a whole bunch of girls in the bus,
Okay.
and then there was one
Yeah.
person who they were all trying to date. And if at any point in the date it didn't go well, they'd be like next, and then they'd go to that. And so dude, I really wish I could find the episode with Greenspan in it because I think that'd just be hilarious. Because I think
The best is when they would step right off the bus and they just be like, next. I'm like,
next,
oh.
yeah. Those are pretty good. But again,
God.
all scripted, all fake. None of that's real. Welcome to reality television in the 2000s. It's all the same.
Can't be true. Can't be
I'm just
true.
gonna say, dude, you're telling me that 1,000 people didn't die for that show? Lies.
Well, so yes and no. Those actually were, they would pull real events and then dramatize it, like add more things to it. But it
There
would
were
be
some where I'm
things
like,
that
dude,
kind
there's
of
no way
happened.
a human being is that fucking stupid. Like,
But
I remember
a
there was-
writer tried to convince you that they were.
I remember there was one specifically that I remember. I'm like, man, this bitch is so dumb. It was like, she
Hey, we
would
respect women, Hatch. Come on.
not this one, but
yeah, the other one.
so she's like on top of a fridge and using like a whole broomstick to, you know, fucking clean her pipes. You know what I'm saying? And so she's like,
She's
oh
chilling
shit.
off up there, you know?
Yeah, on top of a fridge. And like her husband comes home or some shit, and she's like, oh shit, jumps off the fridge and just lands on it. And I'm like, what the just shish kebab.
Skewers herself.
So I'm just like, dude, how is that even like a thing?
And if you guys out there are questioning if Hatch watching this at his young age that he was at the time messed him up for life, well, you can make your own decisions out there in the audience. We appreciate it in the comment section.
When I saw it.
The question still stands.
Nah, dude. The real shit is when I was in 7th grade AB class, and this guy, his name was Trevor. Weird guy. Pretty sure he's in jail now. But he showed me in the middle of 7th grade class, like 2 girls, 1 cup, and I was traumatized, bro. I was traumatized my 7th grade year. Middle of class.
When did I first hear that fucking video? I want to say it was like 6th grade or something. It was around a similar time. Oh God. Because it's funny, because now that I think about it, there's almost no time before when I knew about that video. You know, like I feel like as long as I've been alive, I've known about 2 girls, 1 cup, man. Like it's fucked up, but yeah, that's just. Yeah. I was early internet shit. If you were on the internet at some point in time, it was hyperlinked to you in a hidden link, and then you're like, "What the fuck am I looking at?"
Oh man, internet back in the day,
dude. Weird, if bro. You existed on the internet from like 05 to 2010, you saw some wild shit.
What was that?
Yeah, did they have like those videos today? Like, I don't know, like where's your like 15-year-old like friends, and you're like, hey, you say these couple words, you're like, yo, that video is nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, we knew that
Mr. Hands,
Blue Waffle.
I don't know that one. Well, that's just a term.
What?
That's a term. That's not a video.
Yeah. But that was obviously a thing that you would look up for sure.
I was talking. Do you know what Mr. Hands is?
I think so, but I don't know it. I don't know it as Mr. Hands.
No, you don't. No,
right,
don't. If I need to say more, then you don't know. So go look that up out there.
Let me go to my favorites.
Go to my favorites. Yeah, Brandon has that on saved repeat. No, Mr. Hands is the story of a man who, got fucked to death by a horse.
Yeah, I saw the X-ray.
Yeah, there's also the mason jar dude. That's another fun one.
One man, one jar.
Yeah,
that was wild.
That's a rough one. Don't look that up. I'm telling you. Like, I'll tell you to look others up. Don't look that up. That'll scar you for life.
I saw that one. Yeah.
I remember like the Paint Olympics. That one was
BME Paint Olympics. Yep.
That one was a wild
We all
ride.
saw the same fucked up shit. You know, the cartel Mexican beheadings that we weren't ready for.
That's what led us to this moment right here.
That shit was on YouTube,
right here.
That was on YouTube. You'd like go on like some deep searching on the internet on YouTube with like your save search off, and dude, you'd find it in the early stages of YouTube.
That's actually a good point, because the early days, like they didn't have great content moderation. So like, you just get deep, and you'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
it'd be in like a different language, and you're like,
I will say, like,
well, that's a chainsaw. Let me click.
Sexual type stuff. YouTube was always good at getting off, but like, dude, freaking any type of like weird stuff, killing or stuff. Like, there was some weird days for YouTube before it was bought by Google.
You could probably still find some if you do enough digging.
That's a good point. If you don't know a time when YouTube was by itself and not owned by Google, you're too young for me. That's simple enough, you know.
It's very true. Very, very true. I remember Weird Al Yankovic. That was a different time of YouTube.
Yeah, like Weird Al, Evolution of Dance, fucking I don't know, like truck videos and shit. Like you'd see like American Funniest Home Videos, like versions of that.
Remember Fred?
Oh my god, yeah.
I choose to forget it, but
I choose to forget that shit as well, dude. Fred Figglehorn, that motherfucker lives in my head rent free sometimes.
Yo, speaking of early days YouTube, do you guys know Smosh?
I know you were on Smosh.
Yeah, I don't think I've talked about that on the podcast, but I was in
I've seen your picture.
In an early, I mean, one of their most early videos too. They were still, so that was when Smosh's beginning days. Ian and Anthony lived in a like house out here in Sac, and that's where all that content was made out of. It was just different. Their house was their set essentially. And so I, when I was doing the child talent stuff, kind of as I was younger, they just needed a kid for their video, the rejected video. And so they needed a kid that they could say fuck to. And my mom's like, I mean, he's heard that from his dad, so yeah, why not? And so I was like, all right. So the segment is teaching kids to swear, and Ian is like trying to teach me to say the F word, and I'm like, I don't get it. And I say faduck, and that's the joke. But it's kind of a funny part of my memory, because like when people ask me like, why don't you just get a real job? Like, why don't you, try to stop doing all this shit? Because
Smosh Bro.
from my earliest video or my earliest days, that's all I've ever known. Like, it would be like seeing your dad be a plumber your whole life, and then you go in to be a plumber. You'd be like, yeah, this is what I want. Well, this is the shit I want to do. And, you know, kind of bringing it back around to a humble note there, like, you know, your guys' support really does help make that happen. So, you know, it's the little things like buying the merch, but not even, you know, like the monetized stuff, just sharing the video, like hitting the like button, like dropping a rating if you're on any of the like podcast platforms. Dude, takes 5 seconds, takes no money, and it really does help support, you know, not even my content, but anyone's content. You know, your friend, if he's making something, you know, if you can't necessarily spend money to help support them, well, all right, then just, you know, throw a share their way. You know, like little things like that really do help support and get things, you know, kind of out there organically. So yeah, that's my little soapbox that I'm going to stand on for this episode.
Anything will help. Speech therapist will help Ryan. He still can't say fuck, right? You know, still to this day.
It's still in there.
I know you need a speech therapist because you don't just talk very much in general.
His ex-girlfriend is one. She can help.
Exactly. That's
oh,
what
nice.
Yeah, I know. Ex-girl.
Shout out to Michelle.
Diaz doesn't listen to the show. I love doing that when we have a guest, because every time the face. I need to make like a compilation of every time our guests are like, what the fuck are they talking about? Ex-girlfriend is our term for well, fiance is on the show, because you're no longer a girlfriend, you're a fiance, so you are an ex-girlfriend.
Exactly.
Did you see Will 40 Media did that with his girlfriend?
That was great.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say actually I did see that on Will's thing, so I did. Yeah, got me. Did not realize I was from here.
Yeah, so Brando on his if you guys are on the video side, you'll see he has a little sticker that says he loves his ex-girlfriend, because he really does.
I love her so much.
I hate my ex-girlfriend. I hate her.
Some of us feel differently, but he loves his. Well, yeah, man. One of the other things I wanted to get into tonight, and I thought it would be kind of cool with you on the show, Infinite Paintball. So Infinite Tournament Paintball actually drops a update for the game. I mean, when we're recording this tomorrow, but by the time this is out, it's already come out. So beta 1.2. There's a whole bunch of updates into it, but before we kind of get into that side of it, I mean, you have the design in the game, you know, kind of what was that process like talking to Ethan, and, you know, what for you kind of wanted to get involved? Like, why did you want to get involved with that? I guess that's a better question.
Man, I guess so. I've been asked that a couple of times, especially from like Scott Welts. Scott Stewart is kind of, he's like, because we share a lot of like marketing tips and back and forth because we're both growing brands and stuff. And man, I don't know, 3-4 months ago, I saw Infinite Paintball like Instagram, and I just messaged him. I was like, hey, can I have a jersey in that? Because I saw Ronnie's. I work a lot with Ronnie Dizon actually. Yeah. And I saw his kind of come out, and so I just reached out, and he's like, yeah, man, I can put it in there. And I was like, cool. Is there any way I can like support to help? And he goes, well, I don't usually charge to like put jerseys in there, but you know, whatever you know, can you throw me some money? So I gave him like $100, and you know, he got on it like within the next couple of weeks, and that was it. I did not hear about the game again, and then all of a sudden it dropped, and then all my friends are like playing it and you know, wearing the jersey and sending me like, yo, you're in this video game, and I'm like, yeah, it's cool, because it actually Infinite, when he made the jersey, he posted it, I shared it, and like nobody said anything. You know what I mean? And I was like, I guess they didn't grasp it, and I was like, well, that's cool. Like I feel cool about it, and I don't know what this game is, but so anyway, so then a whole lot of people started doing it. I was like, I swear I already told y'all that I did this. But no, man, I had no idea. I just felt like supporting this creator, and I felt like it was a good way to be in a video game one day, if it ever even came about. So that's honestly, I don't have like a great story. Oh, but then Scott was like, yo, how did you know? Like, why didn't you tell me? I was like, dude, I did that months ago. I kind of forgot about it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when you drop $1 in Bitcoin.
Yeah, no, exactly. You're just, I forgot the wallet key. I don't know. Oh shit, I'm a billionaire now. But no, that's hilarious that you bring that up, because context to that, you essentially did what everyone else did with this. Like he released it for some kind of, you know, closed people. We were able to test it, but it was still this thing that was like in private for this long time. And then eventually July, he was able to finally bring it out. And it's been awesome to see the kind of explosion of like, not only acceptance of it, but like, you know, excitement around it, hype around, you know, there being new video games. I mean, freaking Virtua or whatever that Freaking other one is called to drop their marketing announcement the same day because, you know, they're kind of classless, but it's cool. That's my opinion. It's all good. I mean, you got a single dude working on something for 2 years and you can't let him have a 24-hour span to himself.
Yeah. That's the other thing. I remember when I first started talking to him that he said he was like a single developer. And I was even kind of like,
that's like,
yo, are you ever going to be able to?
That's
I was like, you ever going to be able to make this game? Because I don't know much about video game developing, but that sounds hard. You know what I'm saying? And then when he did, I was like, that's dope.
Especially with how good it was.
No, and that's a very valid question. Thankfully, tools like Unreal have gotten to the point where, you know, single dudes can really like leverage their ability and make something, you know, a lot better than a single person could 10 years ago. But that does introduce challenges. And, you know, like for a while, he was just working on this like spare weekends and stuff. And that's why it took so long. But, you know, speaking about the update, like we have a buzzer system implemented now. There's new player models. We got a new main menu. There's, you know, new updates. Yeah, trading out. There's new updates to like hit registration and network code, like the back end side of stuff as well. All of that is possible because the paintball community supported it, because they were like, hey, all right, I'll give it a try. I'll grab a copy and jump online. And now he was able to, you know, spend some of that money back into researching stuff and also, you know, getting various tools and things that are helping him out. So yeah, no, it's awesome to see the explosion of growth on it. I guess the other piece of note is he is including the Mafia headband in that as kind of a thank you, because I've been doing a lot of content for him. So that will be in game. So even if you can't win it on Patreon and own it in real life, you can still wear it in game.
So I somehow do get it. I somehow
you
do
can
at
still
least
wear
get
it.
it.
Yeah, that's true.
It
might be an update or two. I'm not holding him to a time frame, but at some point, yeah, you'll be able to play that in game. But yeah, so we're excited about that. My only piece of news, I guess, other on the update, although for the public release, this won't really make sense, but tomorrow I'm going to go live with Math the Gym Rat. We set up a little kind of play date on the game, so we're going to check out the new version and jump into that, live stream that a little bit. So Friday night, that's going to be it's going to be kind of fun. Little live stream action.
Nice.
I know people out there love the live streams. They like the live entertainment and engagement.
Oh yeah, especially when it's virtual paintball. I like watching that stuff because dude, we haven't had a paintball video game since like what 2009 with the last MPPL one.
I mean, there's just no content for it. Like there's maybe 4 people I know of off the top of my head who have streamed Infinite Paintball.
Very true.
So go stream it, people. Like that's a gap in the marketplace. Like people want to watch this content, and like mine does decently well when I'm able to. I don't always have the time to do the live stream type stuff, but when I do, I try to. And you know, the Enemy of the State one went really well. So hey, if you're a content creator out there, listen to this. Go download a version of the game. Go download OBS. Try to start doing cool stuff.
Dude, it's $15, dude. For games nowadays, that's cheap as hell, dude.
You do have to get creative because there's no photo mode. There's no any of that stuff. So Hatch can attest to that. Some of our filming sessions, I'm like, all right, you just gotta believe the vision. Believe the vision. You're gonna run in a line.
Run in a line.
And then, but like, you see the edited version, and you're like, okay. All right.
It's like the music makes it look sick, dude. I remember one time we were.
You sick? That's not. No, it's my camera angles.
Like, I remember there was one where it's like, he's like, all right, do your job and act like you're shooting at it. And I'm like, okay, sweet. Got him. He's like, shoot. He's like this, like his little character just going back and forth. Right? And then the guy just comes over, jumps right over the snake, and I'm like, dude.
Yeah, that was in my intro trailer.
I could tell in that moment that shit was gonna be fire. I could tell. I could envision.
Yeah, we set up shots, all right? But that's what happens, okay? Sometimes you need to make things look cool on purpose for the sake of hype. But yeah, so I guess that's all I had on that. But yeah, Infinite Paintball, we got a new version coming out. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna be in it. He's already in it. So go check it out yourself.
Nice. Okay, so another question real quick. So when was last time you played paintball?
Last weekend. I was at the WC.
Okay, sweet. I was just curious if you were like going towards the clothing line more, or like backing up from paintball and going towards the apparel more, or like sticking.
Oh, gotcha.
So, I mean, my background to that is I literally filmed your guys' event when you guested for Scottsdale Elevation earlier at WC earlier this year.
Yeah, I did catch one of your videos actually. I didn't know who you were at the time, so I didn't come say what's up. But
yeah, no, and that's funny because I
kind of worked on the project. Yeah,
I had an idea that like you were the XXV guy, but we really hadn't talked yet. And then it was like 2 weeks later, I was like, hey man, I got your number from Dylan, what's up? And I was like, putting face to a name after. I'm like, oh shit, okay, wow. I just filmed this dude for a whole event.
Yeah, so that was cool. I met Dylan Sumner from Sunday Certified.
He's one of our former guests. We've had him on the show.
Yeah, great guy. I actually released an XXV band with him. He did a custom silhouette for me.
I thought that one was sick. Yeah.
Fire.
Thank you. I have 2 more colorways coming out here in the next couple of weeks. But
so stay tuned.
So yeah,
out there.
actually, I love the WC, man. I love playing out there in Cali. I think the format's great. The people are cool, and I'm starting to I played out there enough, to like kind of see people that I only see out there that don't really, travel or whatever. So I ended up guesting. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, speaking of WC people, have you run into David Luna, World War Paint? Have you talked to him at all yet?
Yes.
Yeah, David's a great guy. He's a local Sacramento guy, so we see him all the time. Yeah.
Gotcha. No, actually, I talked to him quite a bit because in Texas, I had a booth. I've only had 2 booths so far. One was in Florida, the first event, and the second one was here in Texas, the Austin event, and I was actually next to him. We talked a lot about like screen printing. He used to be a screen printer before he started a brand.
Yep.
We're talking about doing a collab, but it's a little bit harder for him because he does like more of the poly work. But either way, like he's given me a lot of good information, especially about traveling to events and things like that. So great guy.
No, yeah, sure. I wanted to give him his due shout out. We see him at pretty much every event when it's on the West Coast. He's great paintball patron. Head over to World War Paint. Go check out their stuff too. He's cool dude.
The guy flies all stuff all the way from California all the way over to Florida. The guy's a freaking beast. The guy really cares about paintball.
Yeah, he's in a lot. I remember I saw his designs and I was like, yo, those are really cool. And I could tell they had to have been custom because he was doing like these anime characters that Gundam holding paintball guns. And, just coming from, I mainly do Photoshop, right? So you can only like edit photos that are like kind of already there.
You can only composite so many things or,
Correct. But so that was the first thing I told him. I was like, yo, I honestly, just from a design standpoint, I think your stuff's super cool. And so that's when he kind of got to talking. But yeah, he has some great designs.
Yeah. No, and I love his philosophy of going the very like, hey, a lot of people who play paintball are nerds. Let's be real. We're all nerds. We're all paintball nerds. Most of us are gaming nerds. So here's some cool shit. Here's Pokemon on a paintball shirt. And you're like, that's kind of dope.
So much Pokemon. The Pokemon hits, dude. Not even gonna lie. I see so many people around Capitol Edge with the Pokemon jerseys.
I get random comments about it, just wearing it out and about during the day.
Oh my God, Brandon's still here.
Oh, what the hell? I couldn't even.
Jesus Christ, God, you scared me. I didn't know what voice that was.
Sorry. I'll talk a little lower.
Oh no, you're fine, buddy. I missed you. What's up? Okay, so you get a lot of compliments on them. They are great shirts.
Yeah, they are. A lot of people like Pokemon. I don't know anything about Pokemon, but I just agree. Yeah, Pikachu. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Pikachu. Yeah. Fire.
Okay, Brandon. What Pokemon do you wear?
Pikachu's got Riz, right? Yeah.
What Pokemon you wear out?
The ones on the shirt. I don't know.
This fucking guy.
I know he doesn't even know like
original
one.
170.
Okay.
He's not a nerd.
There's a purple one.
It's Ghastly.
Sure.
Oh.
Actually, it may be a Gengar. I'm not actually fully sure.
Yeah, that too.
Gengar's a strong Pokemon, bro.
Well, he's also got the Charizard, the Charmander line. He's got some dope stuff.
How many Pokemon are there to you guys? Like in total, like what's in your Pokédex? The number.
So I played it on a Game Boy Color, so 173. I'm pretty sure that's the original number, and that's it.
I think the original. I think are you talking like the original like Indigo League, the OG shit. I think there's 152.
152. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I was a couple more. So yeah,
150.
Oh, is it 150?
150. We're getting there eventually.
It's 150. So that's what everyone, or like not everyone, I don't know, but they ask you like how many Pokemon are there to you, and like there's like this 15-year-old or 10-year-old, and they're like there's like a 4,000. You're like no, there's 150, dude.
No, man. Dude, you see some of the like the new generation characters, and they made like a bike of Pokemon, and you're like, that's Rotomum. And you're like, what? Okay.
They added, I remember when they added Mew. He was like the 151st, right? The little baby.
Mew's dope.
That was like,
That's
to
what
me,
I
it was
thought we
like,
were counting those.
I remember when
Mew-
his
Mew 1
movie
and 2.
came out.
I just don't remember the
motherfucker.
second. I don't remember 152. I couldn't tell you who 152
I think that was Mewtwo was the 152 was Mewtwo.
No, I think he was 150. That's what I'm saying. I think it went
Really? Oh,
Mewtwo and Mew.
Because
Fact check it.
Mewtwo
Fact check
wasn't.
it. Yeah.
I thought, but okay.
Fact check it. Yeah, I could be.
You know, I was about to say some really ignorant, nerdy shit, and I'm just not going to. So, you know, I'm going to let you
were
guys
gonna say
finish
Mew
it.
and then Mewtwo.
Well, because I thought Mewtwo was the mutated version of Mew. I thought that he was like the
It is,
genetically
but I always
engineered
thought it
one.
went backwards.
Oh, okay. So, like, he devolves or something in the story?
Yeah, something. Okay, we're at 100.
Guys, this is where we're at. We're an hour and like 20 minutes into the show, and we're in deep Pokemon land. I love it.
The first person to name all 150 Pokemon without looking it up, I'll send $5.
$100 too. Oh, okay, yeah, because that's tough.
Without looking it up, in the comment section, do they just come up
Prove
to you?
it.
No,
Are they
no,
just
no.
like,
All right, my bad.
like
I meant out of you guys.
Pikachu, Raichu, Pika, like, and they just start going?
So, to test your guys' knowledge, what is the evolved version of Rhyhorn?
Right on.
Right on this dick! Oh my god, dude!
You're such a
Oh
dickhead.
my god, dude! Oh god!
Man, I was so hyped that, like, I bet you don't get to tell that
knew
joke
it,
very
yeah.
often because nobody
Oh,
fucking
dude.
gets it. Everyone's like, I don't know, leave me alone, nerd. Go Riz somewhere else.
Go risk somewhere else. Oh god, that was a good one. I've been trying to hit you with that one for a while. I've been trying.
That was beautiful.
That one took a
Yeah,
while.
yeah. I like
That
it.
was beautiful.
It's another one for me.
I do appreciate
Yeah, that like
that
broke my
one.
brain. I don't know where to go from that, man.
Yeah.
So obviously, Diaz, you're a bit of a
151
gamer.
in the Pokédex. 151 in the Pokédex. All right, that started in 1996. 151.
That's the OG to
Damn.
me.
Gotcha.
Yeah. If you didn't play Pokemon on a Game Boy Color with no backlight, where you had to wait for the street light to illuminate it in
Oh
between,
my god, that got me so heated back in the
Dude.
day, dude. Like
That's
when
like
the
a-
sun went down.
it's a canon event.
Mm.
We all had to go through that shit.
Honestly, bro, Kirby and Dreamland, that was like my favorite Game Boy game like ever.
That was pretty good. I just like the Pokemons because they took me so long as a little kid because I was so
Right.
dumb.
I like the
I
grindy
just couldn't
games. I like
ever
the
get through
grindy
it.
games.
Yeah.
I mean, you're trying to
Facts.
waste, hours on a plane ride and all you have is a little yellow Game Boy Color. You're going to, try and make it through the forest 4,000 times. Brute force and everything. I do love how all three of my Go hosts are looking up something on the internet right now. What, like, you could just see it. What's...
We're good.
I
We're
kind of got lost into the original 151. I was like, yeah, these guys.
Oh,
are
okay.
great.
You guys are...
The
Damn,
OG
these guys
stuff,
got into
dude.
Pokemon talk and they aren't coming back out. We lost them.
Yeah.
So the thing is, this is where I actually kind of have to differ. When I was younger, I was actually a Yu-Gi-Oh kid. Not gonna lie, I was a Yu-Gi-Oh kid that would like
Yu-Gi-Oh was cool.
I would fucking duel at lunch. You know what I'm saying?
So I agree with you
Yeah.
in that standpoint that I never played Pokemon like the card game. My brother
Me
did,
either.
but I never did. I did though have some Yu-Gi-Oh cards and like played that a couple times and like was into that because Yu-Gi-Oh's kind of dope.
So this is how competitive I am, or just I like to obviously like paintball players, whatever. But like
We're all
you
competitive.
just anything you could. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not trying to like flex that I'm competitive. I get you guys are too. But anything I find out you can do, like let's go in at 110%, right?
Mhm.
And so I don't know, I'm 12 or whatever, and I found out about Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, and I'm like, yeah, like I've been whooping my friends. We don't even really know the rules probably, but like I've been whooping them. Like been watching the show. I'm ready. And I call my mom. I'm like, Mama, take me to this like comic store. I found out there's a tournament. We drive 30 minutes. We pull up, and man, there's nothing but like old guys. And she was like, what are we doing here? And I was like, no, it's fine. And I'm like looking for the kids, right? Like, let's play
You're
this
also
Yu-Gi-Oh!
describing most parents' first paintball field experience at the same time.
I was just about to say that. I was actually just about to say
we
that.
were going to the same place. Ash.
Yeah.
That's so funny is because, dude, I had a relatable experience like that when I was younger. I was like, Ma, there's a tournament at the Radio Shack. Let's go. She took me, and there's a bunch of old dudes. So, dude,
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I feel like we
Dude.
vicariously
But-
live through each other.
So, all right. So
I
you're
played-
walking in with your ma. She's all confused.
Hell yeah. And I got a hella deck, right? Like I know I got the good cards. And I don't remember too much about it, but as far as like my deck, but I just remember it's like all the cool cards. And I played this guy, and I'll never forget. He he strategized very well towards the card game. Like he played cards that like you probably wouldn't want to collect, you know, whooped me clean. Yeah, like all that kind of like crazy. Like he just had a very solid deck, and I was like, that was the stupidest thing I ever done. And I left, and I was pretty sad. And I'm on my way out because I was there for like 10 minutes. I was like, well, this is dumb. And I'm on my way out, and this guy's like, hey, let me see your deck real quick. And he's an older guy, like I don't know, probably in his 50s. I don't know. So I was 10, so I didn't know anything. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I don't know what's going on here, right?
Could be 100, like, could have been 25.
You know, when you're a young kid, like everyone's just older, right? Like it's just old as hell. And so he's like, looks through my deck, and I can't even remember a card. He picks a card, and he's like, hey, what do you want to trade for that? And I was like, and I said some like cool card. And this is the first time I ever heard this. He's like, I might have been born. What is that saying? Like, I wasn't born.
I was born at night, but I wasn't born last night.
Yeah, there you go. Something like that. Like, and I was like, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard. like I'm not going to. I'm like, bro, you're a grown man. I like took my cards and left. Like, no.
Never again participated in Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments.
Yeah, no. Stuck to just whooping my friends when he didn't know the rules. Dude. For sure.
That's a good idea. I guess I have a similar experience with the new Yu-Gi-Oh iOS app, which is like the Duel Links. Like a couple years ago, like might have been like 2017, 2018. Like one of those years, a couple of my friends got into it, and I was like, all right, I'll pick it up. I'll see if I could, like play Yu-Gi-Oh. And for a bit, you feel good because like it's a pretty straightforward game. And then you get against someone and you literally don't get to make a move and you're dead. And you're like,
they're using all the cards to skip your turn.
Like they've like, all right, and I use the Chain Wizard, who then brings out with him a special summon of the Chain Summon Champion 2, who then special summons Chain Summon Champion Head. They triform into one Megazord, and then he special summons 2 guards. And it's like, bro, it's been 10 minutes. I haven't done anything. I've been sitting looking at my screen while this guy is like building a mansion in front of me with different creatures. It's fucking crazy.
A house of cards of just Yu-Gi-Oh cards just shitting on me.
Essentially, but they're all just huge, scary monsters that are gonna kill me in one hit.
Damn, dude. Okay, I got another one. Just
I send out like my Wings Karibo, and I'm like, well, fucking GL.
Oh, Wings Karibo. Damn, I remember that one. What a classic.
Yeah, I am a nerd.
So, okay, this one's kind of going back to Pokemon, but this is when I was back with my ex back in the day, and we were playing Pokemon Go.
We hate her.
So. We do, Ryan. Fuck yeah, we do.
Men.
Thank you, Brando. Hey, took a word right out of my mouth. Thank you. So we are just kind of walking around, fighting the gyms, at the local park around here, and all of a sudden I see on the map the
Pokemon Go, right?
Pokemon Go app, right? I'm seeing the line of gyms, right? There's probably like 6 of them going like all the way down the block, right, where I can see for miles. I'm looking at it. It's like. All of a sudden, boom, yellow, boom, yellow, boom, yellow, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
There's like something coming towards you.
Yeah, like, dude. I'm like, dude, the fucking army's coming this way.
Getting taken down one by one.
Bro, it is one guy, one fucking probably like 60-year-old Asian dude with 5 phones, just like all. He has like a gauntlet of Velcroed phones, and
he has like, the Yu-Gi-Oh dual blade, and it's literally just different phones.
And I am like. What the fuck, dude? And I look at the gym, and it's like, I don't even know his name. We'll call him Ladies Man 217 in the sake of Transformers.
You said Bill Wiki.
Yeah, it's like the gym is Ladies Man 217, Ladies Man 216, Ladies Man 215, Ladies Man 214, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm fucking out of here, bro.
Locks phone, puts in pocket, walks away.
I had the worst taste in my mouth. I'm just like, this motherfucker.
Old men, they got free time. They can do whatever they want. They usually have some money, so they can invest. You can't battle it. I guess the only thing you can do is wait them out.
What's that thing called where you could like put it on Pokestop and it would like attract Pokemon around? What was that?
Oh, incense or something like that.
Something like that. And bro, this guy was dropping incense.
I thought you were just setting me up for something. Whew, that was scary. I was scared there for having a second. I said it too quickly. I was like, wait, I didn't think. No. This is the PTSD I have being around Hatch now. Anytime he asks a question, I'm like, should I answer?
Valid.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's like everybody just like looks around. There's like, do I say anything? But it's the level of trust. But anyway, yeah, Pokemon Go, man, fuck that guy. That guy really did mess it up in a single day for me.
Yeah, you're legit like having like a little PTSD. I saw the hollow,
dude, honestly,
1,000-yard stare kind of
fuck that
come
guy.
back.
I couldn't beat him. We couldn't beat him. He would just have.
He was a raid boss.
He really was, and he would have all these like. Bro, one of the gyms was every single type of fucking Porion or whatever it was, like fake Porion.
So it was like every EV evolution and shit.
Yes, and I'm just like, bro, this fucking nerd, bro.
Well,
I'm actually getting like,
probably jerks off to the night, so.
Yeah, I'm probably getting like heated about this, bro. I said
you are, and it's great. I love the passion. This is what we were talking about earlier, passion.
Yeah, I saw him coming. I pulled my Gyarados out of that gym. I said, "You're coming home with me."
You coming home, buddy? I need you to
we're
be
out of
safe.
Here. So
yeah, that really was a weird time in American society. Like, because I remember
honestly,
the week that game came out, bro. Me and my friends, bro, we looked like the Stranger Things group. We were on bikes, fucking going around town. Fucking gotta collect them all, guys. We gotta hit up all the parks. Gotta throw our Pokeballs. Gotta get some spin on it. Throw it. Nailed it. That's my whatever Pokemon now.
It would piss me off when people wouldn't spin it. When people just like
gotta
throw
spin.
it. I'm just like,
if you throw,
what are you
you're
doing,
being lazy.
Animal? What are you doing?
You're a little cuck if you don't spin it, you know?
Straight up, dude. Brando,
100%.
did you even play Pokemon Go, Brando? Or is that like past your age?
A little bit. People at work. We had a gym at work.
People at
and all
work.
That. Like,
dude, I was
work,
graduating high school, my guy.
I was.
We lived different lives.
I was a couple years deep into the workforce.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. What year after? So I think you graduated a year before me, Hatch.
Yeah.
So you're coming up on your 10-year, man. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, dude. You know, there's like a Facebook group that I'm a part of about all the fucking people that I went to high school with, and it's funny when every once in a while there'll be a comment in there about this guy that we went to high school with, but he's a fucking crackhead. He's like a local crackhead, and so there'll be like a comment about it. Yeah, there'll be like a comment about it. Like,
he was probably like the starting wide receiver. Everyone loved him in high school, and then now you guys are like, did you guys see Jerome? He's fucking crackhead living out on the street. This is human society.
Is like that. It kind of was
like that. Jesus.
You know, now it's like
he was the tightest, man. His dad used to let us come over. We would get tanked at his house. They wouldn't give a fuck. And now you look at the later repercussions of that, and you're like, yeah, his parents didn't care about him. That's sad.
It's like
makes sense.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
You're seeing what Euphoria essentially warns us about. You're seeing the outcome of it. Speaking of, I mean, this is weird for us to talk about, but it is like kind of true. Fucking dude,
R.I.P.
Angus Cloud, man, what the fuck? Came out of nowhere, and that sadly is how drugs tend to do things. But yeah, that's that one kind of sucked because came out of nowhere, was a really talented, cool, just interesting dude, and then disappears. And it's kind of sad.
It is upsetting.
Is that an actor?
Yeah, so the show Euphoria, he was a main character on that during the 2 seasons, but that was like his breakout show. Like he was just an undiscovered random dude, and they were like, hey, you want to play this character? You want to come audition? And yeah, he turned out to be a really talented guy.
I saw clips of him like serving in like New York or whatever he's from. He was like a server.
Dude, obviously I never met him, so I don't know, but he seemed to be just the chillest, coolest dude you could ever meet. So
I gotta ask my friend Jason Momoa about it.
Yeah, Jason probably knows.
You guys aren't friends. You guys had dinner, but you're not friends. You can't say that. You can say you had dinner together. That is true, but you cannot say you're friends.
I don't know, dude. Give me a big old pat on the back.
I'm trying to let you say things that are technically true, because then when someone's like, you didn't have dinner with Jason Momoa, you could be like, actually, I did. Check this. But then when you're like, you guys aren't friends, you're like, no, we're not. But like we would be, like if he knew me.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We're not friends. We're boys.
God damn
it, Thank you, Brando. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I needed that. Thank you.
Fucking.
This
is what I deal with every week, Michael. Just these two, just
wait
losers.
Wait until his video drops. You'll see us.
You will
in the video.
What was he filming a vlog? What is this gonna be on?
There was a dude following him with a huge ass camera. There was a dude that was like just constantly around him with a huge camera. It probably wasn't huge. It was probably as big as your rig.
See, that's what I'm laughing. Like huge ass camera to you. You're thinking something. Meanwhile, like I'm like, what? Did he have like a goddamn Alexa, mini AF, some shit? He had it all rigged out. Wireless follow focuses on rails. Got the audio system on there as well. Easily a $500,000 piece of kit all rigged up. Beautiful.
It had one of those mic dildos on it. You know, the fuzzy ones.
Yeah, this still means nothing. You're just saying things. Like you're just giving me descriptions. Like
okay, here's another description. All right, so the camera.
We don't have to go down this road. We never did. You're trying to force
it. Had a camera. I think it took pictures too.
Okay. Oh, so not special. Not special at all if it could take photos too.
I'm not entirely sure. It looked like a camera to me.
This is why you're on-screen talent. It's okay, buddy. You don't need to be sure.
There we go.
You don't need to be sure. I need you to just twirl that mustache and look sexy, man. All right, that's all I need from you.
I get the headroom correct though now on my photos. I get the headroom.
I'm teaching him. Yeah.
Slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely. I mean, and meanwhile, we can't even see Brandon because he, living on that Wi-Fi at Walmart or Walmart Wi-Fi.
Dude,
they're slowly leaving.
That GoPro looks so good underwater.
Arriba, let's go. Vamos. Please start yelling that through your house, Brandon. See how well that ends for you.
Afuera. Yeah,
I don't know too much Spanish, but I think that means
bird. You're in like Little Mexico down there in the Central Valley, Hatch.
Yeah, low key it is like that, but it is what it is. Honestly, the only language you really need to speak down here is English and crackhead.
And I was gonna say the language of money, like what?
Yeah.
Dinero.
Like, yeah, sometimes you just gotta. The crackheads will leave you alone if you flash a little green, Be like, okay, here's $1 in your cup. And they'll be like,
damn.
All right, that's when they back off.
Guys, I don't know if you just heard that, but Hatch has got it like that. So if you want to rob anyone, hit up my man.
They're aggressive down here, bro. They are aggressive. I'm not even fucking with you, dude. They'll be like, spare change? And I'll be like, no, thanks, dude. I'm using my McDonald's app. And I'll be like, I have Zelle. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You say no. They pull out a Square card reader. You're like, bro, what the fuck?
QR code, and I'm like,
fuck it. At this point, I'm going to pay you because you're industrious. Like, fuck it.
Yeah, I'm like, get away from me, you fucking weirdo. Like, what am I supposed to do against that?
Nothing. You pay the man. He's out there hustling. Like,
I'm just like, dude, get away from me.
See, he realized, so he's a salesman. He realized the reason most people wouldn't make the sale is because they couldn't do it. They couldn't financially do it. So he was breaking down these barriers. I want to hire that man. That man knows how to create creative solutions. I like that man.
No, dude,
he solved the problem.
There's an In-N-Out down here where the guy's got a QR code. The homeless dude has a QR code to no joke his fucking SoundCloud, his fucking Spotify. His Zelle, his Cash
I love
App.
that, but that's not as industrious as getting a Square account and getting an actual chip reader on you. That, dude, I gotta respect the hustle,
Damn,
you're carrying that bitch around with you. You Bluetooth connecting it for $4.38.
Oh, can I clean your windows?
That's getting eaten up by the credit card fee.
Sorry, bro, I don't have cash. We take card.
This motherfucker's like making 4 cents off your $4 purchase.
Damn.
Michael's laughing because he knows the credit card processors suck.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's tough out there, even for the homeless.
Even for I think especially. I think that's the better word.
Oh, yeah. It's tough out there, even for us. Yes.
Even for us.
There we go.
Oh, God. Even for
I got 99 problems, but a roof ain't one. Hit me.
Very true.
Look, count your blessings, ladies and gentlemen. These are jokes. These are jokes before we get canceled making fun of homeless people. God.
Whatever.
We live in a different society.
It started off with I give them $1. So like we do
essentially
pay them.
It was all good.
I did my part.
Yeah, you could abuse them after. We all know they aren't people. They're just government spy drones.
This guy's like, let's not get canceled, and says that.
Yeah.
No, I was saying it's jokes to set up that joke, so that way people would realize I'm not actually saying this about the government spy drones that are homeless people.
The perfect joke.
The perfect setup. The perfect execution.
If the government, maybe stop spending money on all these video cameras and pigeons, bro, maybe they'd have some more money for the homeless.
Yeah, man, the bird spy drones.
Crazy one.
It's crazy, bro. Have you ever seen a real bird? I haven't.
I see him charging on the power lines.
Prove it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I thought I did.
You know what Brandon just said? He just said he sees him charging on the power lines. I've never even fucking thought of that.
Exactly. That's what it is. Bro. They tell us that, they like to perch and kind of, just hang out. No, they're charging up, fam. It's a government spy. It's a conspiracy. They're lying to us. What else are they lying to us about? They're printing all the money. I mean, inflation's
Holy
going up
shit,
by
dude.
2 times every year. What's going on? What are they spending that money on? More government spy drones? Are they trying to control the citizen population, or are they trying to control the international population? Is the new world order getting set up right now in front of our face? Guys, if you're wake up, sheeple.
I agree. Honestly, dude, they're probably printing out money just like honestly.
Brandon's laugh 2 seconds after
XXV
seals
money,
it
bro.
for me.
Start screen printing XXV money.
Yeah.
Printing XXV money.
Y'all do it. Why
We're
can't I do
printing our own.
Yeah, exactly.
It
You know
says
what?
it just says Riz on the back.
Yeah.
This is my Riz dollar.
It's my Riz.
Yeah.
It's my XXV X Riz dollar.
That's what we're gonna call him. We're just
Yeah.
gonna call him Riz. Be like, yo, you got 15 Riz on you?
Hey, I got some Riz.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, do you need your Riz change? No, I'm good.
Hella Riz.
Hey,
Riz.
just donate a couple of extra Riz to the friends in need.
Do you remember that movie In Time where they would every transaction was with time?
I
Yes.
know where you're going with this. Yeah,
I
that
thought
was a
about
great
that
movie.
just now when you were
That was a good
thinking about that.
JT flick.
He's like, damn, that guy's got a century, and I'm
Where
like,
wasn't his
what?
mom like his girlfriend at some point? Like, didn't that happen? Or like his mom got like died, and then her body got like put into a different person or something. There was some weird thing like that with that movie.
it's been a long time since I've seen it. Not gonna lie.
Go back and check it out. Justin Timberlake flick. But no, dude, that movie was I don't know. It was like 2007, 2006. I'm trying to remember when it came out because like he hasn't done a movie
That's
in
one of
shit
those I
10
saw.
years now.
That's one of those that you see on like Netflix, like 10 years after it came out or something.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I saw it close to release. Like I definitely didn't see it in theater or anything, but I feel like maybe we Redboxed it or some shit one night. Something
Damn,
like that.
wow.
The red box.
Yeah, the good
Damn.
old days, the blockbusters, the red boxes.
You know,
Netflix actually coming in the mail, not on the screen.
Yeah,
remember
facts.
Gameflix or whatever, like Gameflix or what? I think that was what it was called.
Gamefly.
Gamefly.
Gamefly. Damn.
Speaking of
I used that
Netflix,
for the movie or for the game Wanted, like with the movie with the curvy bullets. I played the
Yeah.
game and I got it for Gamefly.
good shit, Hash. But speaking
Thanks.
of Netflix, I remember like one of the first ever things I watched on Netflix because I remember we were in our like first Rockland home when that like service started to come about and be a thing. It was the Gabriel Iglesias comedy special. It was like one of the like few things on there, and I was like 10 and I was like, comedy's funny. And then I just started like figuring out all this other shit, you know, like stand up or, you know, YouTube, researching different stand up comedians and stuff like that. But yeah, dude, that shit was crazy back in the day. Like if you never had to deal with not getting the content you wanted instantly, you're too young for me. That's another one of those cases.
You know, the worst was when you would get your red box and there'd be a big ass fucking scratch on it and you already spent your $1.
The worst
Couldn't
is
play
when
it.
you'd rent a game from
damn.
Blockbuster and then get stuck on a section and not be able to complete it in the week and then have to take it back and then hopefully hope that maybe in the future your friend either has a copy or you can maybe get another copy to be able to finally finish that game and experience the whole experience.
I'm very passionate
These were
about
rough
this subject,
days
Ryan.
because this
Yeah, you
was a
sound very
lot of my
passionate about
life.
this
This was
exact
a lot of
moment.
my childhood. You know, this is personal to me. All right. Why did we make
Dude.
week-long rentals? Should have been week and a
Hey,
half.
brother, gamers united, brother, gamers united. You know what I'm saying? So
What?
I understand. You know, the assemble the Hunger Games, whatever. You know,
Are you
it's
just
kind of the
throwing
same
up the
thing.
white power? Like what?
No, I thought that was a different one. I'm not gonna do that one.
What?
The white power gang sign.
What do you think it is?
So I've seen a couple things online from the things I've seen where it's like this one. Like,
Yeah,
and I'm
no,
like,
that's
that one's crazy. You know, listen to
That's a troll. You got trolled and you fell for it.
Did I? Because
Yes.
I'm like,
This
dude,
means
for me that was always
okay.
like that's what I'm saying. My entire life I was like A-okay, and then they're like sign for white supremacy. I'm like, what the fuck? I was just saying, yo, you look fly, bro.
Hatch, you're a sheeple. You're falling for the fake news, my guy.
I don't know, bro. I never knew.
Okay, but what's the other one? What's the other one?
Yeah, I need you to really show it.
I thought that was it.
No.
No,
I
you
need
know what
to
the
show
other one
real
is.
one.
You know what the other one is.
Is it that one?
Oh.
Which one are we
Brandon,
talking about?
Brandon, show it, and then in like
The
10
point-
minutes when your camera catches up, we'll see it, you know?
Oh,
No.
okay.
No, there's there's a fly like over there.
Oh, got you.
I
see
wasn't
what
even
you're
talking
saying.
about that one, but okay.
That's
No,
okay.
did you guys?
That's what I
They
thought you were
tried to
hinting
make
at.
the upside down. Did you guys ever play this game in high school, middle school, where
Gazer.
someone would make this,
Gazer.
and then if someone looked at it, you got to slug them. So
Yeah,
essentially, 4chan made a joke where they were like, "Hey, this is like a white power symbol. Like, yeah, you know, we're fuck the people who aren't our color." But it was 4chan being 4chan. CNN picked up the article. So they like, told everyone like, oh, white powers, white supremacists are doing this. And meanwhile, it's just all these kids who are just like playing a dumb game that we've all played for years. So that was a very funny boomer troll moment because they've never obviously seen that. They don't understand what the whole game of ball gaze, is that what you called it is?
Yeah, it was called like ball gazer, where it's like you put it like below your shorts and be like, oh, dude, look at this. I just got a new hole in my shorts, bro. They look down, I hit him with the ball gazer. I'm like, oh my God, you idiot. Then there's two. Bang,
you
bang,
hit your bro with do these pants make my butt look big? And then they look over and you're like, why
dude.
are you looking, bro? Like, yeah. So it's like both, you know?
Damn, both.
Yeah. Then you find out that your boy's homosexual and you're like, well, go talk to Speaks. That's just my go-to for her if I need a name.
I fucking love Speaks. He's my favorite gay guy for sure.
Yeah, Speaks is kind of like, he's my spirit animal in that world. Like, he's like, you know what? If you need anything, go to Speaks. That's all I know. But yeah,
great paintball player.
Pretty good. I mean, been playing for a long ass time. That's kind of everything I had down on my list, guys. We got through all of our sponsor reads. I guess before we even go into any of the rest of the stuff to close out the show, because we kind of skimmed over it earlier, make sure you go grab a free t-shirt. You got 5 free shirts available at XXVthelabel.com. Link's going to be down in the description. Use code RIZ. Get yourself a free shirt. RIZZ. Or you spelled it that way, right?
Yeah, I did.
All right. RIZZ. There we go. That's the right one. Had to double check.
I just said Jizz, drop the J.
Googling
Drop the J. Yeah, there you go.
Riz. It's like Googling Riz. It's like Urban Dictionary.
Urban. Gotta figure it out. But yeah, guys, so I mean, make sure you guys take advantage of that, although it will probably be gone by the time it's out, so sorry about that. But hey, you can also go pick up a shirt yourself at the same location.
This is why you get to Patreon first.
Exactly. This is why you get signed up for the Patreon. Brandon, Hatch, did you guys have any final questions or thoughts for our wonderful guest tonight?
Hey, one thing I just want to say, thank you for so much for blessing us with your time. Definitely after doing it for so long, a year now, it ain't the easiest thing, setting 2 hours aside where it's like of just talking. That is not easy. So we really do appreciate your time, seriously.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
So thank you for everything you do. Your brand, fire, honestly. I'm sad I'm not wearing the merch because it's in the washing machine. Now I look like an idiot.
You gotta clean it, bro. Come on. You're the only one not wearing XXV shit.
God, I'm still salty.
Brando, did you?
Honestly, oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, no, I appreciate you guys having me on. I haven't done too many podcasts, and I definitely haven't done a podcast where I didn't know, the guys, and this was honestly super fun. You guys are super cool.
Yeah.
I will be at the last WC. I don't know if you guys will be there, but it'd be cool to link up out there.
I'm gonna try to be a mercenary down there. I'm gonna try to find a team to play on and mercilize or whatever that activity would be.
Yeah, teams. Cool. If you need a semi pro players, Hatch likes to call himself. Go check him out. Did I get it right this week, Hatch?
Yeah, thank you. That was great.
Did I do you proud? Oh,
that was exactly the way I needed.
But yeah, man. I mean, thanks for coming on the show. Like you said there, that's kind of my favorite thing of doing this show so far is just getting to meet interesting people and share a couple hour conversation with them, get to pick their brain for a bit, see what's going on in their life, see what they got, cooking up. And we've met some really cool guys that way so far. So I appreciate you for kind of coming out here and spending some of your time as well. Cause like Hatch said, we know it's a commitment, but to all of our guests past and in the future who come on and help us produce the show, we appreciate you guys. But yeah, I guess with all that being said, I mean, final thought for you, Michael, and then let's bring the show on home.
Well, Brando, you got anything?
Really quick.
You in there? I can't even tell if you're fucking frozen or not.
Am I moving?
God, he is delayed like 10 seconds right now. You're kill the whole family.
Fuckers. Jake Paul or Nate Diaz? Who do you got?
I have to go with Nate Diaz.
Diaz, right?
It's Diaz.
Yeah. Look, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Jake's like a bitch. Like, he is a good fighter, but it's Nate. Like, I don't want to be in a dark alley alone with Nate Diaz. Like, I'll die.
Yeah. No, Brandon's good. Brando's like, Stockton, motherfucker.
Yeah. Brando will hit him because he'll be pressing him like, yo, what's up? And Brando will be like, Stockton, bitch. And he'll be like, oh, my bad. And then he'll back up and be like, all right, that's family.
He said, what up, boy? Dabbing him up.
Yeah.
You said the
That fight's actually in Dallas, isn't it? I'm pretty sure there's. Yeah, so it should be a cool weekend in the city.
That sounds sick, dude.
Gotta go check out the festivities kind of around it, and then go home and watch it for $400 less than a seat will be.
right. Absolutely.
Well, for sure, man. Well, sick. Thanks for coming on. Guys, I talk about it every week, but I got my final things to talk about. So, hey, drop a rating on the show if this is your first time listening, or if you haven't done so yet, like we mentioned earlier, it's free. It takes 2 seconds to do. Help support us, and, we appreciate it. And the people who rate the show are our real friends. Don't tell
Straight
my
up.
other friends in real life. But you can also subscribe on those different platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. They all got a way that you can subscribe. It gets you a notification when the show goes live. So that way, hey, you aren't missing out. You're going to catch it every Tuesday because that's when it comes out. Every Tuesday. Patreon, we talked about that earlier as well. Get signed up for the headband. You're going to get access to the show early, which, hey, if you got access to the show early this week, you get yourself a free t-shirt. So, maybe you should sign up for Patreon. Head over to patreon.com /Mafia_Productions. I actually found out there's a dude on Patreon that is Mafia Productions, like literally just that as one word. And it's some weird scuffed fucked up thing, but he won't get rid of his account, so I can take the username. So Mafia_Productions is what we have to use for right now. Thank you to our 2 sponsors. Show them on screen real quick. We got Liquid IV and we have NECTR Energy, NECTR over there, NECTR.energy, code Mafia Productions, one word, liquidiv.com. I can't talk anymore. That's how I get at the end of these shows. Liquidiv.com. You can use code Mafia_Mafia, get 20% off and free shipping over there. Perfect. That's all my notes, guys. Oh, wait. One last final thing. We almost got out of here without doing it. Hatch, I need a code word. We literally made them wait till the last second this episode.
Here we go. Let's think Riz or regret.
Riz or regret. I love that.
Would you rather go through life risen or with regret?
Regretting.
Seriously. Dude, if you go through life with Riz.
Well, hell yeah. So if you're new around here, if you don't know what the code word of the week is, send that to us in a message somewhere, a DM in a comment section somewhere, and we'll know that you made it to the end of the show and that you are our friend, and we appreciate you. That way we can connect better with the guys who actually want to hang out and talk with us. So appreciate all that. Rate, sub, Patreon, sponsors, all that stuff. We did all that, so we're good. Hatch, here's that time of the night, bro. But you get queued up over there because I got to do my part. So for Michael Diaz, for Brandon Brando Baird, and for Stephen Hatch, my name is Ryan Mafia Moffitt. We're going to bring this show on home, and we will see you guys on the next one. This is From the Sidelines, episode number 53. Bring us home, Hatch.
Bye.
See you guys later.